What more can we say about Victor Wembanyama, Damian? Chill. What more can we say about the San Antonio Spurs? Chat. Wemby is giving us, I don't even know what he's giving us flashes of, chill. It's just greatness. We
Mm-hmm.
are seeing flashes of greatness from a 22-year-old, and wow. That's all I can say. Victor Wembanyama put on yet another hell of a performance tonight. The San Antonio Spurs were just too much for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And fresh off of suspension, Victor Wembanyama came back
Mm-hmm.
and made his point clear that, maybe I am one of them ones. But let's get into it, fellas. We will talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves getting beat by the San Antonio Spurs. The series is now 3-2 in favor of the Spurs. We
Mm-hmm.
will also preview the game that's going to happen tonight. Out east, we got the number 4 seeded Cleveland Cavaliers versus the number 1 seeded Detroit Pistons. The series is tied 2-2. We
Mm-hmm.
got a game 5 tonight, and it's going to be a good one. We'll
Yep.
talk about that. We'll dive into the draft a little bit more. And also, there was a certain guy in Philadelphia that was fired. We'll talk about Daryl Morey and what this means for the Sixers and what this might mean for Daryl Morey.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into it. I'm going to usher in the topic by way of a super chat from Tupac Westside. Tupac said, "Morning, fellas. Wemby absolutely dominated. We get this version next game and the series is over.
Mm-hmm.
Also, am I awful for wanting to see Bron's reaction if LA traded Bronny? I know it won't happen, but it'd be crazy."
Would it be? Would it really be crazy? I mean, the Lakers got to do what's in the best interest of the Lakers, right? And if the best interest of the Lakers is trading Bronny and maybe getting something for him, then they will. I mean, they're not just in the business of James; they're in the business of the Lakers, right? And they got to do what's best for the Lakers. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to veer off the path. Ron, the reason why when you talk to me about Wemby, I'm not there yet because he ain't there yet. And the reason why I say that is think about what we saw with James in 2007 when they went to the NBA championship, right? When we saw him against Detroit, when he went off on them for that 29, and then they ended up winning in the Eastern Conference Championship. Like, think about the player that we saw in 2007 and think about and what we were saying about him during that time. Like, yo, this dude is on his way. This dude is him. And think about the dude we saw in 2009. And then think about the dude we saw in 2013. Like, that dude in 2007 is way different than both of those guys. That's why when you talk to me about Wemby and you tell me that Wemby is the best player in the league and he's this, Ron, in 3 years, this is what the gap is going to be, barring an injury. This is what the gap is going to be between them two dudes. We ain't even going to be talking about that dude 3 years ago. We're going to be talking about a way different dude. That's why I'm not critical. That's why I'm being patient because we're not there yet with Wemby. And when we get there, you're going to see the difference. Ron, I'm watching the 2 and the 5 run pick and dive action, and Wemby is diving to the rim, and he's basically putting his face in the rim because it looked like a Nerf hoop. That's number one. Number two, when you in a position where a guy 7.5 feet tall is cracking the long ball like he does, as good as Rudy is as a defender, there's really nothing that I can do about that. I'm going to live with that, but there's really nothing that I can do about that. And add all of that up to the fact that you got guys like Castle on the wing, guys like Devin Vassell on the wing, guys like Harper and De'Aaron Fox on the wing who defend the way they do, and Wemby makes their life so much less difficult. It just makes them look like a really viable team. Now, I was asked, what's the ceiling for this team? Because the ceiling for this team is, could they win the NBA championship? Yes, they could very well win the NBA championship. But the question that I was asked is, if they don't get past Oklahoma City, like, how long would it take them to get over the hump? Well, that question is only answered if we see how long this group stays together. Because Oklahoma City's been together for a while. The Celtics were together for a while. It's not a lot of groups that stay together for a while, right? So we got to see what these dudes look like. But as far as Wemby being awesome, it wasn't awesome in the first 2 games, but then he turned it on. And I think the most important part about his game, is that he got a lot more comfortable with the ball in his hand on the perimeter. And they started giving him the ball around the rim where he was doing big man stuff, pick and dive, pick and pop. He's just incredible. And he's going to be way much better. I promise you guys. What you see now is not going to be the same thing in 3 years. You're going to look at this dude from 2026 and 2029 and be like, KD in 2017 in the NBA Finals and KD in 2012 in the NBA Finals. That's what you're going to say about these dudes.
Yeah, I do remember when LeBron was coming up and people had similar conversations around how good can this guy get? And then when you looked back in 5 years, 6 years, it was like, yeah, he could actually get a lot better. And I feel like there's shades of Wemby. I think, Chill, you're right. I think we're living through it right now, which is both exciting and should be terrifying for the league as well. And like, to your point, like post game, and Edwards just said like flat out, there was some things Wemby was doing which we just had no answer for. And like when they opened up their 18-point lead and they spread the floor, and you got a 7'5" guy just isolating at the top of the key and getting downhill, and no help can come because the floor is spread. I'm like, this is the most unguardable. Like, how you can't game plan for any of that. This is the most unguardable action like in the league. Like, no 7'5" guy should be doing what he's doing. So, yeah, I just think that they just don't really have an answer for him. I put it in our chat yesterday. I don't think there's an answer really for him in the league. And I don't know if they're a season too early. I thought OKC were maybe a season too early last year. I do think they can win it. But I think, Chill, if they were to not win it this year, I think next year they'd be prime. You know, with Wemby having a playoff series under his belt, with this team getting a little bit more mature, a little bit older. I think between them and OKC, we might be looking at like a split of the next 5 to 6 rings, man, between those two squads.
They'd probably be
Would
favorites.
anybody be surprised if the Spurs do it this year?
I would be.
You would be surprised?
Considering
real talk, would you be surprised? Just right quick, hold that answer. I just want to see if real talk would be surprised. No agenda. I'm sincerely.
It would. Yeah. Because surprised is a bit heavy, but like that was quicker than I thought. Yeah.
And that's your same logic, Chill? Or would you be surprised for other reasons?
Yes, for that reason right there, what Real Talk just said. When we started the season, I did not have San Antonio winning the NBA championship. I didn't think that they would be that good. No, I didn't. I thought they'd be good. I thought they were a playoff team, and I thought they could win a playoff series. Maybe get to the West Finals, possibly, but winning the NBA championship, no, I didn't have them being that good. No.
Well, you're not supposed
it's grown
to.
As the season's
you're not supposed to be able to, before the season, teams that didn't do it last year, you're not supposed to be like, you know, it's not a big deal to not have expected the Spurs to make it to the championship or Western Conference championship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a knock to you. You know what I'm saying? That's not an indictment on your ball knowledge. That's just like, oh, these group of kids who are really good probably won't make it to the finals. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal.
It is a testament to your ball knowledge if you did know, though.
It is.
Facts.
That's a fact, Penn. If you picked them to win the NBA championship and not just picked them, Penn, to your point, because you're a San Antonio fan and you just like the Spurs, but you gave legit logic of why they can win it. Yeah, I think that says a lot about your ball knowledge, no doubt.
Broke clock.
Does anybody up here have them winning the championship?
I want them to win the championship.
Did you
real
have
talk,
them winning the
man,
championship? Hold on. Did you
I'm
have them
close,
winning the
man,
championship, or didn't you picked OKC, right?
You not invited on my boat.
But you picked OKC, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ron, did you have the Spurs winning
you know what I'm gonna
championship?
call? You know what I'm gonna call my boat? I'm gonna call my boat Thug Life. That's what's
Wow.
that's what's up.
Why is it Thug Life?
Homage.
Why is it Thug Life though?
Welcome to Death Row.
It's a Twitter reference that he's using right now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I do. Like for me, real talk for me. I had Denver. Honestly, like a lot of people had Denver. I had Denver winning it. You know, but I think this year, especially how we talked about the East already from the jump. The East was wide open. I think, you know, for the most part, and I think in the West, most people had OKC or Denver. And then as the season went on, once we got to December, early January, we all realized like, oh shit, the Spurs are ready now. You know what I mean? And so like at this point in the season, there's 7 teams left now because the Lakers are out of there. Yeah, 7 teams still fighting, right? I think this is a year right now where we got 3.5 3.5 teams that are like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that OKC, San Antonio, or New York, right? And obviously got to show Detroit respect. So I just, this is
I'd be surprised if Cleveland won it. I'd be surprised if Cleveland won it. I would be.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't mention it.
I mean, that would shock the hell out of me.
I would be surprised if they won it. Not surprised if they got there. I'd be surprised if they won it.
I'd be surprised if they got there, Chill. If they're to beat Detroit right now, I'd be shocked. If they were to beat, I'm sorry. There's 6 teams. I'm sorry because New York is. If they were to beat the Knicks, I would be flabbergasted.
Yeah.
No, I would be completely and utterly shocked.
I would be.
But you would have a chance to test your hypothesis of Wemby versus Mobley, right? Like you could finally see it, on the biggest stage.
That would be dope to see that.
There you
go. Because then I could see this. If there's the separation that we talk about, like no.
Chill. We don't have to do this right now.
Yes, we do. No. Can I please?
Pin is baiting you right now. Chill.
No, he's not. We actually having a conversation, and here's why.
I mean, honestly, I just miss Mars, so I'm trying to bring 2% of that.
But Pin, to your point, I mean, I did the same thing with Jordan and Drex. I knew that there was separation, but when I saw it in the NBA Finals, it was confirmed like this dude is clearly better than this dude.
Did you do the same thing with Jordan and Harold Miner? Because that's the gap here.
No, I knew that Jay was better than Drex, even though I had seen him throughout the course of the season. But there was the conversation about these two. But when we got to the NBA championship, it was like, okay, this dude and this dude are this. This ain't it's and once I saw it, like in real time, once I saw it, it didn't make any sense to even have the conversation about it anymore. It's very much like that with Wemby and with Mobley. I do think that Wemby is better than him, no doubt about it. But I think it would be great to see it in real time to see what the separation is, if that makes any sense.
But Clyde was the closest thing to Jay in the early 90s.
Keep going.
To do the measuring stick.
I don't. Yeah. Well, no, I'm asking like I don't know like and with that being said like with that
era was by the way.
No, that just shows that you don't know how good Clyde really was. All right, let's not do this. That just shows that you have no idea how good Clyde
MJ's biggest comp in his position was Clyde Drexler. Oh,
all right, let's just keep moving. Let's just keep moving because that's
Ron dealing with Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant.
So real talk. Are you ready to say that you don't know how good Clyde was?
No, he doesn't.
I
have no idea
how good Clyde
Drexler was.
Well, if you did, you wouldn't say what you're saying right now. Ox. Wait. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this. In comparison to how close is Clyde to Jay and how close is Kawhi to Bron, like peak for peak, I would even say Clyde might even be closer.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Real talk. During from 2010 to 2000.
Yo, Clyde was nasty.
Wait a minute, Ox. This is how we get to the bottom. This is how we get to the bottom of this. From 2010 to 2019, in your estimation, who was the best two guard of that era?
Well, the two guard was kind of weak.
Yeah, it was kind of dry.
It would have to be point guards and small forwards.
No, it would be James Harden for sure, though.
This is what he's talking about. He's talking about during that time. I'm telling you right now. Drex would have ate Jimmy Butler lunch. Drex would have ate Jimmy Butler lunch.
Clyde was better than all them dudes.
Drex would have ate Klay Thompson lunch.
Don't forget Bradley Beal.
DeMar Rosen. He would have ate them dudes lunch.
CJ.
The 2000s.
He would have ate them dudes. Okay, so let's rewind the clock to the 2000s. Drex would have ate Brandon Roy lunch.
Yes, he would have to do with this.
He would have ate Brandon Roy.
Why y'all keep bringing B. Roy in the talks?
He would have bust Rip Hamilton's ass. Rip Hamilton had nothing for him.
What about D-Wade and Manu?
Weak names.
Kerry.
Those are not weak names. Those are not weak names.
Who's his equivalent now?
Hold on. Keep Kerry out of this. Kerry ain't doing nothing to nobody.
Say that again.
Who is Clyde? Who is Clyde now in the league, Chill? Like as an equivalent in terms of ranking.
Well, who's the best two guard right now, Damian? Is it
what you call it? Like Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell. That's where Drex would be. That's
And
what
Mitch
he's-
Richmond is
Okay.
and Mitch
Yeah.
Richmond is Devin Booker.
Mitch
Or
Richmond
who's-
is definitely a top 15 player in the game today. No doubt about it.
So
But I
Clyde,
wanna-
Clyde
but
would be
I wanna-
Clyde
I
would
wanna
be
put
better
this
than
to bed
Anthony
with- I want to
Edwards,
put this to bed with real talk. After Bryant,
Clyde
very
be
much
Devin
like
Booker, actually.
very much like during the 90s, very much like during the 90s, outside of Jordan, after Bryant, Drex would have bust a last one of them dudes' ass, and that includes
Drex
Dwayne
is
Wade.
not messing with Dwayne
He would
Wade.
have bust
Stop.
Dwayne Wade ass.
Stop.
He would have
Stop.
bust
You're lying.
Dwayne Wade
I don't even
ass.
want to get
That doesn't make him better. That doesn't make him better.
I
Real
don't even
talk.
want to
And,
get
and,
into
and,
this
here's, and here's
conversation.
why
I really
here's
don't.
why I'm going to
I
tell
didn't
you this to
mean
your
to derail
face,
it. I
Real
didn't mean
Talk,
to derail it.
because
My
when
fault,
Dwayne
my
Wade was down here at South Beach in Miami, I remember countless times when the Atlanta Hawks would come down here and Joe Johnson would grab his ass by that collar on the back of his neck and take his ass to the box and eat his lunch.
You can't deny that. Real talk.
And Drex was a way better athlete than Joe Johnson. And Drex was 6'7". And Drex was 6'7". So what's your point? It ain't like Drex was 6'4", 6'5". He was 6'7".
But you better do your research on Clyde.
Please go do some homework on Clyde Drexler.
Bro. Clyde was
Go
bad.
do your homework on him.
So are you're telling me
You would have
Clyde
bust
Drexler-
Dwayne Wade ass.
Do you think he's better than Dwayne Wade?
Today?
I'm just saying, is he better than Dwayne Wade?
I think Dwayne Wade's as a player, do I think he's better than Dwayne Wade?
Yes.
Peak for peak, yes. I think Drex was better than him.
We can. That's it. That's it, right?
Yes.
We can.
I ain't
just go
mad
on
at
with-
you. Chill. I got
do.
Wade. I got Wade, but I
I
think
think Wade
I think
passed
Drex
him
was so
eventually,
good. Bro.
but peak for peak, I think Drex was better than him. Yes.
Okay.
Dang.
Fellas,
Again,
I want to bring this
you
back.
I didn't mean.
real
Yeah,
talk-
I didn't
real
mean to
talk, you
derail
might
us.
just-
I didn't mean to
I tried to stop you, real talk. I tried to stop you, but I will say though, maybe you are really high or not high on. Maybe you're really kind of envisioning that '95 Drex when he got to Houston, and he was still really good. I think. I mean, if you look at what he did in
I see
that
a
finals
13
run, he
Drex,
played
by the way.
Late '80s, early '90s, Drex is dope. Great pull-up jump shooter, really good at transition. I
No,
get it.
better in
Really good
transition.
offensive rebounder for his position as well. Really good player.
Just so
Not
just so-
Dwayne Wade.
Just so you know,
I don't know.
Y'all know that
only
like
player in-
peak Dwayne Wade was like looking Kobe and LeBron in the eyes, like in 09,
mean,
like 06,
the
07.
only
08,
player
09.
in NBA history to finish top 10 in the history of the league in steals and never make the All-League defensive team. Never happened in NBA history. Never. The Portland Trailblazers invented the hustle board. He was on that, on a regular. Never made the All-League defensive team, not one time, which is ridiculous, by the way. And that's because dudes like Joe Dumars and Jordan and Sidney Moncrief was running around. That's why. That's unfortunate. But yeah, he was that good.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I
don't want to derail us.
We'll get back on track. I just want to
Yeah.
address the chat. My people, my guys.
No, you don't care,
Um,
Lake Show Jerry.
The thing
don't
about
care.
it, the thing
I
about
don't
it
care
is,
if
y'all,
you don't
even
care.
I got D Wade. Obviously, I got D Wade.
Yeah.
But I don't want y'all to be in the chat acting like this is like a blasphemous thing to say, because Clyde Drexler was that good at basketball to where this is not a crazy conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like
Apparently it is.
let's slow down a little bit on knocking Clyde. But
Yeah,
go ahead,
apparently
Ryan.
it is.
Yo, we're gonna stay here, but I want to bring it back to what we was talking about before that, because we got to Dwayne Wade by way of Clyde Drexler, we got to Clyde Drexler by way of Michael Jordan, we got to Michael Jordan by way of Evan Mobley being compared to Victor Wembanyama,
that's
and the
what we
gap
want.
between them.
That's right. I was wondering.
I want you guys to know the gap between Clyde Drexler and Jordan was the best shooting guard in the league and the second best shooting guard in the league, regardless of what that gap was.
Yep.
The gap between Evan Mobley and Victor Wembanyama, we're skipping guys like Chet. We're skipping Jokic. We're skipping regardless of whether you think Jokic is better than Wemby.
We're not talking about an overall player. I think Wemby's a better overall player. But we're talking about defenders. That's where I'm looking at.
I was talking about overall
No,
player.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I think there's.
So you would just want to gauge them in that series as defenders?
That's all I want to see.
No,
Yes.
we can't do that, chill, because it's a whole series of basketball, and they got to play on this side of the court too.
Right. That part I can get with. But if I got the reigning defensive player of the year and a guy who I've been high on as a defender, right? A guy who I've been high on in Evan Mobley as a defender for quite some time, who won the defensive player of the year, which, I mean, I don't think it substantiates him being that great of a defender. I already think that anyway about him. But Wemby, who is the consensus best defender in the game, even without him winning unanimous defensive player of the year, I would like to see what that looks like between these two defenders.
Well, chill. That's what I'm trying to say is that there might be a gap, or this player could be better than this player, but in the game of basketball, I can play with better players. You know what I'm saying? Like I can compete with players that are better than me. You know what I'm saying? That's how basketball is designed. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this sport, where a guy can be a tier ahead of me, but I can get with him. You know what I'm saying? And so this is one of those.
Not even get with him, Ox. Knock him off. I can outplay you in this series.
I cannot play you
just
for a game
based on teams and schemes and rhythm, all of that. I can get the best of you in 7 games.
Absolutely, but this is what I'm saying is this is one of those situations where if the Cleveland Cavaliers were to finish out this series and then by some miraculous miracle beat the New York Knicks, this will be one of those times where Evan Mobley would have a chance to have a career-defining moment. Whether it's against Victor Wembanyama or even if it's against Chet, even if they lose the series, it's a chance for Evan Mobley to show like, no, I belong in this conversation. Chill. I think when you remember when we were, a couple of years ago, I was so high on Evan Mobley that I said in the next 7 to 10 years, Evan Mobley is going to be talked about amongst those great power forwards. He hasn't really ascended to that spot yet, but this is a type of opportunity. Like, okay, Evan. Because, going on deep playoff runs, carrying your squad to certain things is what gets you amongst the greats. So Evan Mobley has a big opportunity right now.
Yeah, he does. I'm not going to.
I was with Chill on like, Chill, your logic for Evan Mobley defensively with Wemby, I have that same logic with like Chet and Wemby. Like I want to see that battle from like interior defensive anchors in a series. Like that's the one I'm really looking forward to. But similar thinking, Chill. Just defensively, how they stack up would be.
Maybe y'all awesome dudes can straighten me out. What is it about Chet that when Wemby see him, it's like
they compared him to him? That's
like
what
whenever Wemby sees him, it's like
that they've been rivals since under 16.
I don't know what it is,
but it's not a rivalry.
But like Wemby don't even want you to talk to him.
I beg to differ. I think it is a rivalry.
Why? Because y'all act like Wemby just be doing Chet, and I
don't busting his ass.
Recently he's been getting the better of it. But
in those USA under 16, under 18, under 17s, whose team was winning?
Yo, this is why he's mad. Chill. What was it about Clyde Drexler that pissed Jordan off?
That you guys mirrored each other. Jordan was like, yo, this dude ain't me. He ain't like me. I don't know where y'all getting this from.
Well, the way Michael Jordan talked about it after, he said, I don't even think this is a conversation at all. Like, I don't even think we're in a tier. Yeah. Like, I don't like this discussion that you're saying, like, he's even number 2. He should be like number 8. And number 2 to 7 should just be blank. Like, there's levels to this. And I don't think that Victor Wembanyama has ever liked being defined by his height. And that's where the comparison ends. Let's just be honest. We got 7-foot+ guys with long arms. And that's where, they can shoot some threes. But I think Wemby is trying to create like a division here of don't put me in that conversation. And definitely don't be putting me in Evan Mobley conversations. And don't be putting me in Scotty Barnes conversations. Don't put me in any conversations. I'm one of one. You're not going to see another one. And, face of the league. He's attacking Ant the same way. So I just think that this dude is just built different, but it's not just because he's 7'5" and he has long arms. It's because he's mentally built different. He really
is because he's 7'5".
That does help.
That's why like when you say he doesn't want to be defined by his height, it's like, well, what else would we define you for? Because if he wasn't, and this isn't a knock to you, Wemby, because you are 7'5". You know what I'm saying? And nobody can take it away from you. So yes, you should be defined by that. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you what you are.
Why do you think Kevin Garnett always lied about his height? Because he didn't want to be defined by his height either. Because I think these guys. So like, Ox, if there's this old adage that if you really want to pay someone a real compliment, pay them a compliment for something they had to work at. I'm sure like you the tallest person up here. So if somebody said you're really cool because you're 6'9", that's not really something you worked at. But if it's something like you overcame, and I think for Wemby, there's a lot of stuff he's overcome. Like he's overcome balance, he's overcome conditioning, he's overcome toughness, he's overcome his jump shot, his game, his handle. There's so much more to his game, but the first thing that people see when they see him is he's 7'5", and he's just like, "Yo, I'm great at basketball, not because I'm 7'5".
Well, but that is why he's great at basketball.
But
this is the thing, though, Pin. Like, let me tell you about being a lot taller than most people. A lot of times, short people will say things like that to try to bring you down to size, to try to knock you, to try to to say, oh, if I was this tall, I would. But you're not. You're miniature. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a thing. Trust me, it's a thing. People done that to tall people forever. But at some point, when you're a certain height, you just have to embrace it and understand, like, yeah, God blessed me to be this tall. So I mean, I think Victor Wembanyama should be proud of the fact that he's 7'6" or 7'5" and he's doing what he's doing. Like he is absolutely this absolutely is what makes him great. I mean, just being so big, I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of guys who've been his height that haven't been anywhere near as good as him because they can't.
We know Wemby's different.
But, but Penn, to your point, I think that it's important to mention that with the skill set that he has, with the athleticism that he has, with the strength that he has, okay, all of that is enhanced by the fact that I'm 7.5 feet tall. Because if I was 6'5", I'd probably still be good. But the fact that I'm 7'5" makes it even better for me.
Chill. It's like all those diaper dandies who got like gifted by having fathers with a lot of money. What is it that they want to go out and do? They want to prove that I would have made it. I would have been successful anyway, right?
Wemby wouldn't
now,
be
whether you agree or not is irrelevant,
Mm-mm.
right? Well, I mean, chill. He probably thinks he'd be a great basketball player if he was 6'7", because he probably thinks he would have found a way.
Sure.
So, but let's just be honest. There's a lot of players in the league that are there because they're 7 feet tall. If they were 6'6", they wouldn't be in the NBA. I think this is a guy who would have found a way to be in the NBA no matter what. I think
we wouldn't be talking about him as the best player in the NBA if he was 6'6".
Definitely not. But
which
again, that's not something that he wants. Like, I guess I've watched a lot of him, talk about this stuff, and he's really said, like, ever since he was young, he was taller than everybody, and people always would be like, "Oh, he's only this because he's this," and he'd be like, "I'll show you." So that's why, like, you see the handle, you see the flexibility, you see the passing. I mean, yesterday he made some point guard plays, Joe.
Yes, he did.
For 5, like,
did he?
Yes, he
yes, he did. Yes, he
100% did.
Yes, I seen him make a dude do a 720. I thought it was a 360 at first. Up on further review, he made a dude spin around twice.
Harlem Globetrotter shit.
He tornadoed that dude.
Yeah.
Chill,
You know the next best defender in the league.
He put Rudy on skates, Ron. Yes,
you put him in a. Yo,
he put him in a blender.
Blender. That's a better terminology. Better word to use.
They have tornadoes in Texas, right?
Yes, they do.
Bro, put him in a tornado. That was like he was spinning. He didn't know what planet he was on.
Real talk.
We've seen that happen to Rudy before.
We have seen that happen to Rudy.
He didn't spin twice.
When he's going up against smaller.
Y'all show me the clip. I've never seen anybody make a dude spin twice. I've seen dudes turn around. I've seen dudes get spun around. I've seen dudes get flip-flopped and all of that. I've never seen on an NBA court a dude get spun around twice.
You've seen dudes fall. But Damian, in your estimation, Damian, you're watching this series. What's the difference in this series in your estimation? Since you've been watching it, what's the difference?
The difference is that the Spurs have that gear we talk about where they can flip the switch. And what I mean by that is they were up 18 towards the end of the first half. Then Minnesota comes back and ties the game with 8 minutes left in the third. And then they stepped on the gas again. And by the end of the third quarter, they're up 18 again. And the ability to switch gears and have that flips as such a young group speaks to not only the maturity of the group, even though in sort of basketball years they're young, but when you combine that with also having great athletes, having the best player in the series, all these things, it's going to be hard for the Minnesota Timberwolves to win another game, I think. I think that their chance would have been, if Wemby obviously didn't suit up, if he got suspended, but him being on the floor, like I said, putting him in isolation, every time down they have a mismatch. If they push the pace chill as well, like Minnesota can't keep up. Rudy Gobert's giving Minnesota a really difficult time on the offensive end as well because he's allowing Wemby to roam. Like a lot of the time he's being a non-factor. So I think there's a bunch of things. I think there's a gap here between these teams, to be honest with you. Even though they're going to win it in 6, I don't think it's going to be a close 6, if that makes sense.
It does.
And I just think that we've been set up for a little bit now for OKC San Antonio Western Conference Finals.
Real talk.
Now y'all
teams
dive on
healthy,
him. No,
chips
no,
on the
no,
table.
no. Dive on him the way y'all dove on me on Monday when I said that this series was over in 6. Real talk, pick your head up.
Whoa.
Big
My
Ox.
head
We
is up.
like
What you
Damian.
Speak.
talking
We don't like you. That's why we
Speak.
dove on you. We don't
Yeah,
like
that's
you.
why.
But what?
You wasn't even here. You wasn't even here. You speaking. You speaking on. You speaking on incidents. You speaking on incidents you wasn't even involved in. But if you want a piece of this, you could get it too. Chill. Go. Come on.
Sir.
Come on.
Sir. I'm
Dive
asking
on
you
him.
to
No, it's
stop
not me.
asking
Dive
people
on
to
him.
talk and keep talking. You can't do it like that. If you
That's
want
not
us
the way
to
that works.
talk, be quiet.
Him.
Now.
Him.
Obviously, saying San Antonio is going to win in 6 now that they're up 3-2.
I said it.
It's a lot different now. Duh. Than saying
I said it on Monday, and you guys got mad at me.
No, you actually said
No,
San
you
Antonio
said it was
5.
definitive.
Ron said it
That's
after
what I got
game
mad
2,
at. I
to
said it was
be
50-50.
He said that.
I said it after game 2. I said it after game 3. But on Monday, the last time we were all together talking about this series when it was 2-2 because Wemby went down and only played 12 minutes. And you guys were like, oh, well, Ron, he had a slow first 2 games. And that game 3 was an anomaly and this, that, and the third. And I told you guys.
Who thought that Minnesota was going to win this series? What are you doing?
It's not about that. What I told you guys is that they were going to stomp these dudes in game 5. And then I told you guys it would be over in game 6. And you guys jumped me. So what I'm saying is jump him.
Jump in for what, though, Ron? What did he say that was
For
crazy?
saying the same thing I just said.
Different time.
Okay, first of all,
It's
Ron,
a different
number one.
time. It's different context around the conversation.
Not
I don't
only that,
understand how you don't understand that.
Because I told y'all on Monday,
See,
and you
this is
guys
what Ron
made it
is
seem
trying to
like
get-
I was crazy. No,
Okay,
you
Ron,
made it seem like I was
hold on.
crazy for
Damien,
saying that
the
these
reason
two
why- the
teams.
reason why-
No,
You
I
are crazy.
told you guys
There
the
you go.
talent gap was
There you
off
go.
the
No, that's
screen.
not what you said, Ron. You said
I
Wemby.
said-
A little.
You said Wemby. It was about Wemby. That's all you said, Ron. In fact, before the series started, that's all you were talking about with us.
I said
Damian
these
actually
teams
gave
weren't
us
close. No,
logic
chill. When
about
I
the
talk
year,
about it,
about
all
them
you
blowing
hear is the
you out.
Wemby stuff.
No,
because
that's what
you
talk about. Wemby this,
and
Wemby
you
Wemby this,
only
Wemby that.
can't contextualize that Wemby's that good. But I'm not just talking about Wemby. I talk about the team. You
Wemby's
guys just
not
get
that
triggered
good.
when you hear the word Wemby. You get triggered when you hear the
don't.
word Wemby.
Ron, you think he the best?
So
Why
Ron,
am I
when I
triggered
told you
with
he was a top
Wemby?
6 player like 2 years ago, what'd you say to me?
Ron, you think he the best player in the league?
He is.
Right. Then that's all you
He
talked
might
about.
On that beer.
Maybe.
Which is fine,
We'll
real
see.
talk. I got no. The reason why I don't have an issue with that is because Ron, to his point, that's the reason why he thinks Minnesota is going to get smoked because of Wemby, not because.
No, Rod, I mean, chill. I'm tired of this.
I mean,
Chill.
that's a big
People
part
be
of this.
mad at us up here because we ain't $2 hoes, right?
Like-
Ron is a $2 hoe, right? You don't have to
100%
do
is.
much
Yes,
to
you
impress Ron. You get Ron, you take Ron to Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, you didn't take me to McDonald's, huh?
I didn't
My
have some
legs
chicks
are
take me to
open,
Chick-fil-A,
right?
and that's all it
So
took.
all I'm
Besides
saying
the
is
meal. Besides the meal.
titles
But-
like best in the world to me are earned through hardship, putting together series, dominating in the regular season, playoffs, etc. I'm not just handing out best in the world title just because of a good regular season. Yeah, you're gonna have to take me on nice dates, Ron. You're gonna have to take me to nice restaurants.
Did Houston
Ron.
take you on a
I'm
nice
not just
date?
I'm not just
Did
giving
Luka
draws
take
like
you on a
you.
nice date?
I'm
Did
not
the
just
Lakers take
giving
you on a
up
nice
draws
date?
like you.
He
Who
never
else
said
have
they
you
was the best
flip flopped
team in the
to?
league, Ron.
No,
What does that
chill,
do with the
chill,
Lakers?
He said they were
chill.
the best team in the league.
What
Real
does that
talk
have to
is
do
the
with
last
Lakers?
person.
He
If
never
I
said-
ran a
he never
poll
said
right
Luka was the
now
best player
and
in the
asked
league. He never said
is
that.
Real Talk a fish? Or was he a fish in his past life?
never
Everybody
said
would
that
say
Luka
yes.
was the best player
If
in the
I
league.
asked in a poll,
What does that have to do-
is
what
because
are
you
you talking
can't
about?
call me a $2 hoe and you flip
is.
flop every single. You
don't
pick
flip-flop
Boston
on
and you
who's
pick
the best
you
in the
you pick the
world.
Knicks.
No, you don't
You
do
pick.
that.
I haven't.
Flip-flop on who's the best
So
in the world.
who have I flip flopped on best in the world?
Ron, you
Riddle me
think-
this.
You had
Who have I
Giannis.
flip flopped?
You had
I had
Giannis.
Giannis. I had Giannis, and then what?
Then you had Shea.
I never had Shea over
did.
Giannis.
You did.
I
You did,
never
bro.
had Shea over
We
Giannis.
all up here had Shea. What are you talking about?
Including
I
you,
never
Ron.
had Shea
Including
over
you.
Giannis ever.
Including
Pull
You're
up the clip.
lying.
Pull up the clip.
You know
pull
you're
up
on
the
camera when
pull
we have
up.
these conversations.
Pull
Do you
up
know
the
you're
clip.
on camera?
Yo, we had,
Pull
we
up
had
the clip.
NBA games yesterday.
Pull
We don't
up
have to
the
play who
clip.
the biggest hoe up here.
Quiet, because we could get to talk about your ways too. It's the opposite of being a hoe, but it is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you one of them housewives that you can get abused, you can get locked in a room. Hey, he'll put you on a leash and you won't go nowhere. Now, back to you. I never had Shea as best in the world. Pull up the clip. It went from Giannis directly to Wemby. Hey, I might have said that, hey, we can have talks. I might have said, maybe Shea's best in the world. I don't know.
Ron. You're lying. But I'm saying it's fun. It's fun. What I'm saying is Wemby might be the best player in the world right now. And if the playoffs, come to a conclusion and Wemby puts on a display, I will give him that crown then. I'm just
what
saying,
happened to the accolades don't matter thing?
I don't. First off, I'm not one of them that come up here and be like, oh, accolades, just throw them all to hell. I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that group. I don't make it the main thing, but it's part of it. It's part of it. And so
I test is the main
puts thing. Together, if he puts together a group of games where he's dominant, particularly against OKC in the next round, because that seems to be the next round. If he does that, and then goes to the finals, has a good showing. Now, what I'm saying is I'm not going to base it off, does he win the finals or lose the finals? That's not what I'm going to base it off of. I'm going to base it off of his performance. If he goes against OKC and performs well, and then goes against the Knicks and performs well and is dominant, then he's earned that title if he plays like it. That's it.
I would like to call Damian to the stand. Sure. Damian? Am I crazy for thinking Wemby's the best player in the world? You can straighten me out right now.
I don't think you're crazy to think that based on what you're seeing. I am someone that is in the boat of you. There's a body of work that needs to happen, and I think that Wemby's in the middle of that. I was hesitant to call him the best player in the world before the playoffs started because I know that was conversations too. I remember even at All-Star weekend we said that he has to play. We have to see it in the playoffs for us to crown him that. So I'm a body of work guy. I'm gonna not hand this, but I do believe that there's guys that can be playing the best in the world, Ron. Like if you said to me now there's no one playing better than Wemby right now in the world, I wouldn't be able to fight that. But in terms of like the body of work that goes into getting that label, I think that he's not there yet, but he could get there. Like if they go on a run, they win it all, he's finals MVP. I don't think anyone can have a debate that he'd be the best in the world.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's why I'm feeling bad. And then I'm done chilling you. I am kind of feeling bad for SGA right now and his fans because it's getting to a point to where I don't know if SGA is going to have any particular year going back when we 10, 15 years from now, Damian, where like, oh, SGA was definitively the best player in the world, even though I think he's done everything to earn that title, right? A lot of people are going to look back and say we went from the Jokic era, which that was the consensus. Whether I disagree with it, whether Ron disagreed with it, Ox disagreed with it, I know we all disagree with it. But the consensus was saying Jokic is the best player. And so we're transitioning out of that era, Damian. But if Wemby then puts on a performance, that he's doing right now, and he's the best defensive player on the court, clearly he's having these 25-point first halves and stuff like that, then we're just going to transition to now it's the Wemby era. There are going to be people, I'm telling you, 10, 15 years from now, they're going to be like, was Shea ever the best player in the league? If this happens, if the Spurs go on next round and beat OKC, that's going to happen. Because quite frankly, from that point forward, if the Spurs beat OKC and Wemby outplays Shea, we're going to then be in the Wemby era. That's what's going to happen. That's how. Now let me ask you this real talk.
You fight that pin?
I want you.
I don't have the energy.
All right, go ahead, Chip. Stay right there because you just said we could be in the Wemby era. And well, could we be? Because the reason why I'm asking you this real talk is because we've seen different champions over the course of the last 6-7 years. So if they bounce Oklahoma City, we're going to have a different champion. This best in the world thing has been going on for quite some time. It was Giannis, and then it was James, and it went from James to Giannis, and it went from Giannis to Embiid and Joker. Then it went from Joker to now SGA, and then it goes from SGA to Wemby. Is Wemby going to have that run like I thought like one of these other players have? Or are we just living in that kind of era where it's just going to be somebody different for quite a while?
I mean, if Wemby is the player that we think he is, then it's just going to be Wemby. So, I mean, if Wemby peaks, there's nothing Shea can do to be a better player than Victor Wembanyama. Like, quite literally nothing.
I don't think so neither. I do. I
don't. It's okay.
You do make a good point.
It's okay.
You're saying it's okay to me?
It's going to be all right. Like,
what's going to be all right? Talking about?
Everybody's going to have to just face the conclusion.
You are Trae Young FC, okay? You don't need to tell
Halliburton
me.
FC
All
4 years ago?
All of my FCs are doing well. Your FCs are on the trade block. You don't need to tell me it's okay.
Halliburton FC
I'm
too.
Good.
Halliburton
Carter Bryant,
yeah. My FC last year was in the finals.
Paige Beckers, we good. Scotty Barnes, we good. Carter Bryant,
first round exit.
We good. Wemby, we
bench
good.
warmer.
SGA, we good.
That's
Yo, you can take L after L after L after L, bro.
Pin, just so we clear.
Think about how Giannis.
This one over here, right in the middle. This one over here in the middle. His FC that was in the championship last year, he had them losing in the first round to his other FC, which is Giannis. That's this dude right here in the middle.
Oh, real talk can understand how that goes when FCs collide. You know, you gotta.
Interesting.
It is interesting. You know, it is interesting. You'll see when Evan Mobley happens to play Jason Tatum one year in the Eastern Conference Finals. You'll understand how that goes.
You gotta take some ADHD with the best in the world conversation or some shit, because Shea is literally doing it. He ain't lost a single playoff game yet. Okay, he is taking double teams, triple teams, doesn't matter. He is back-to-back MVP. I think he's going to win the MVP pretty clearly. He's been massively available. He's gotten better. He's become a better shooter. What do you mean there's nothing he can do? Yeah, he can't be he can't be 7'5". But Wemby is nowhere close to him offensively. What are we doing here?
Okay, right now.
But he might be already the greatest defensive player we've
take the
we've
okay.
seen.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
Can SGA
go ahead, Joe.
Can SGA at his best? Best player in the world, I think. I think he's the best player in the league. I'm not going to argue that. I think he's the best player in the league. However, the way that Wemby, when he gets there, to be able to dominate a game in totality the way he does, like SGA can't do that. SGA won't ever be able to do that on both ends of the floor like he does, ever, on the offensive end and on the defensive end. And the way
could Michael do it like Shaq and Hakeem?
Dominate the game on both ends of the floor?
No. Could he do it like those guys? Could he? That's the thing. Hakeem is shutting down the paint. Shaq is scoring like 70% of the paint. Michael
this nigga ain't Mike.
Well, not only that, I don't have to do it like somebody to still be better. I don't have to, and I've never understood that logic.
Look, man, I'll tell you this. I love Victor Wembanyama. I love the Spurs. Yeah. They're really like my second team. But I acknowledge greatness when I see it. Shea's great. Y'all been trying to say for 3 years he's not this, he's not that. He can't be in Steph conversations. He can't be in Kobe conversations. He can't ever be in Mike conversations. And he just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. And I'm telling you, he stacked MVP after MVP. If he's going to stack a couple of championships, I told you yesterday, it's between those two teams. You're alternating championships for like the next 10 years between those two teams. And when it's all said and done, I guarantee you he's going to have more than two. So he'll be in 3, 4 championships, leading a dynasty as their best player.
Penn, in 2009, Kobe Bryant won the championship. He won his 4th championship that year. And if you had polled people that year, he wouldn't have been consensus the best player in the league. He might have maybe been majority, maybe. But LeBron James by 2009 firmly put his name in that hat. And so what's happening is it's like, yes, SGA right now, he's on a fantastic team. He's going to accumulate a lot of accolades right now. One thing I do like about Wemby right now, and Ox referred to a similar point yesterday. Look, all of what SGA is doing is good and great. He is an all-time great. Where nobody's taking that away from him. However, Damian, chill. We watch these players play. And so everything that SGA is doing right now is fantastic. Mm-hmm. If you then, though, poll people right now, hey, who's the best player in the NBA right now? I promise you Wemby's going to get a way larger proportion of that vote than you think. Even without the accolades, without winning an MVP, because we're watching what he's doing.
Ron, ask the chat. Ask the chat. Who's the best player in the NBA?
Yep, I'm running right quick, Damian. I'm running a poll right now, and I asked who's going to be the best player in the world next year, or I actually just asked who will be better next year. And Wemby's I will, but I'm letting you know the poll I'm running right now. Wemby's running away with it. He has 78%, and SJ has 22%. I'm gonna ask right now who's the best player in the world. You guys just want me to put SGA and Wemby, or should I put Jokic and?
Nope, just SGA and Wemby. That's
it.
So
put Cooper Flag in there too.
And put Scotty Barnes in there too. You will be surprised.
No, we won't be. We really won't.
There will be. Hey, number one in the NBA in rim assists. Last I checked, that's important.
This. I promise you. The only thing I'll be surprised at how many people don't think that. That's probably the only thing.
I don't care if 98% of people don't think that.
99% of people don't think Scotty Barnes is 99% of people.
Look,
they don't think he's the best in the league.
I shouldn't have laughed at you because I said put Cooper Flag in there, but I just when you say just the rim assist thing, that type of shit just makes me laugh.
The rim assist was
rim assists are important. That's
I didn't say it's not funny, but I didn't say it's not funny. I didn't say it's not. I'm sorry.
It's not even an analytic. It's something you can see with your eyes.
Nobody say anything about if it's an analytic or not. It was just funny, bro.
But I think there's something that we didn't touch on.
His rim assist?
We didn't touch. I don't even, to be honest with you, Ox, that's some shit that's the terminology that I just heard that Mars explained to me. Like, what the fuck is a rim assist? Is that just getting me the ball and I'm laying it up? That's a rim assist. Like, it's an assist. Okay. Yes. I mean,
so we're distinguishing between qualities of assists.
Okay.
Which is important to do when you're talking about guys.
I mean, move without the ball. Good cut.
Like, for instance, there's a really good example.
Show Draymond and his rim assists. And Draymond was doing a really good job at rim assists.
Didn't get a ton of rim assists.
Yes, he did.
When you pass it to wide open Steph Curry, or not even necessarily wide open, but somebody close. Hold on. When you passing it to Steph Curry, that's a rim assist, bro. that's a layup. That's a layup, bro. Sure. That should be a rim assist for sure.
Like rim assist merchants include, like guys who are really good at it. Steve Nash,
point guard.
Jason Kidd,
point guard.
James Harden. Those are the greats in terms of this stuff. And obviously there's a thought process.
Luka, because of how much he hits.
Luka, yeah.
Luka's great too. So yeah,
okay, but getting a lot of rim assists isn't enough for us to put you into a poll about are you going to be the best player in the league.
A lot of rim assists. He was number one in rim assists in the entire playoffs.
Getting so just in the playoffs or during the regular season too. He played how many? He played. Okay, never mind.
7
you know what?
That's a lot.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Though,
Shay's played 8.
Okay. What I'm saying is leading the playoffs in rim assists isn't going to get you in these conversations. That's all I'm saying.
How about averaging 24 points per game? 8 assists, 6 boards, 3 stops.
I shouldn't even have started with the Cooper Flag shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I was bullshit.
You see?
Man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
But chill. You wanted to highlight something.
The thing I wanted to talk about, Ron, when we talked about Wemby, because he's the ultimate equalizer. Like whatever you don't have, like he makes up for that, particularly in this series. I don't think that we've touched on enough. And I said this a couple of days ago, and it kind of got scoffed over. Julius Randle is the difference in this series. He is terrible. He has been absolutely awful. The hole that the San Antonio Spurs have is at the 4 spot. That's their biggest problem. And Julius Randle has not taken advantage of that at minimum. When he gets Devin Vassell on him, when he gets Keldon Johnson on him, he can't make layups. Not only can he not make layups, he can't finish around the rim. He's wide open in the mid post. He cannot take care of the basketball. And I do attribute that to San Antonio's defense. I 100% attribute that to San Antonio's defense. San Antonio's defense, I think, has done a great job. But a lot of his turnovers have been bonehead turnovers. We've seen players be the difference in the series when they win the series. But I don't think that we highlight a lot of times players being the difference in us losing the series. When I remember the Orlando series, I thought that they had done a good job in those first couple of games on Cade. The problem was we wasn't getting anything from our lead guard spot. We weren't getting anything from Jalen Suggs. Nothing. And then when Cade got going, it really got highlighted. I think the biggest problem that Minnesota has in this series, one, their offense is just very vanilla. It's spam, pick and roll, get the ball. It's a DHO from either McDaniels to Anthony Edwards, and then Rudy comes across and cross screens to get Anthony Edwards to get to the rim, and then he comes back and screens again. That's all they're running. They don't have Mike Conley in the offense on the floor nearly as much as they should. I think Mike Conley would be crucial to them because I think that he calms their offense. And the most important thing, and I'm going to say this, I think Julius Randle is the difference in them winning and losing games. If he could dominate at that 4 spot, I think that this series would be way different. They're getting killed off the strength of that right there.
Chill. He got outplayed last night by Keldon Johnson. He just flat out outplayed him.
Yes.
Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert is a death sentence to Minnesota's offense. The reason why they keep starting these last couple of games and San Antonio's just taking off and Minnesota can't score is because Minnesota's front court can't put orange ball in orange basket. It's actually terrible to watch. Rudy Gobert can't catch. It's actually ridiculous. He's 7'2". He can't catch the ball and dunk it. He can't do it. Julius Randle, I'm seeing him. He has De'Aaron Fox on him, chill. You know what he did when he had De'Aaron Fox on him?
Shot a 3.
Passed.
Bump, fade away. Bro, what are you doing? Get to the basket. Put these little niggas on a box, catch the ball, and at least I know people are like, yeah, Wemby's back line. Obviously, that is a great deterrence. Don't get me wrong. But they're not even putting Wemby in a position to, like, have to make a decision. Like, when you engage the paint, and this is the problem with the Wolves' threes. Good threes are generated when you get into the teeth of a defense, collapse the defense, and then you create kick-out opportunities. What's happening is the Wolves are so nervous about Victor Wembanyama that they're stopping themselves before they even get all the way to the basket and pulling up for these little intermediate shots. That's what Randle's doing and not hitting them. They need to at least make Wemby commit to something. Hey, if I'm going to the basket, at least go up strong, make Wemby commit to you, and then maybe you can find a dump-off pass to Rudy Gobert. But Damian, here's the problem. They're not confident that Rudy Gobert is going to catch the ball. The only one I see on Minnesota who still has trust in Rudy Gobert is Terrence Shannon Jr., and he's going to learn sooner than later, hey, you keep trying to make these lay-down passes to Rudy, and he's doing this with the ball. That's a turnover on your stat sheet. So,
yeah, the Rudy stuff is like, I said this yesterday, like the Rudy is the ultimate, like you take the good with the bad player. Like he is fantastic defensively, but he can hurt you so much offensively, man. We're talking about simple finishes around the rim, simple catches, simple stuff around the rim that they, like you said, they just can't trust him. And then chill, what that happens is now you got to get something from Julius Randle because at the 5 spot, you're getting nothing offensively. And when Julius Randle is struggling, look, I want to be fair to Julius Randle because I think, you know, we see the Knicks team now. Julius Randle, I think, was a culture setter there. I think he was good in New Orleans. I think he was excellent last year against the Lakers, especially. But these playoffs, man, and I said this yesterday, I don't think he's a number 2 on a champion. I think eventually Minnesota's going to have to move off him if they're real about winning because the inconsistency is just too high, man. Like, I'm a fan of his. I think he's a fringe all-star, all these different things, but they are going to need to upgrade the star power around Anthony Edwards if they're serious about taking the next step. Because I think there's a gap between them and San Antonio and OKC.
Sounds to me like this is a flawed roster that I flagged way back when.
You didn't say flawed, Ron. You said they was garbage.
I mean, well, they're
garbage compared to
starting guards is hurt.
You
And
can't be garbage
it's not,
compared to Oklahoma City.
No.
Rudy
I
Gobert-
said amongst the contenders, this team was garbage. And then I
but
also
y'all
went
had
in and
Denver
said,
as a contender, and they were clearly
don't say
better
y'all.
than them.
Do not say y'all. Don't say y'all.
Well, maybe not you. Maybe not you. I do think there are some flaws in their roster, but they're still, to me, one of the best constructed rosters in the league because Rudy Gobert, as bad as an offensive player as he is, and he is a horrible offensive player, he still is one of the top 3 defensive players in the league. Like, it's still usually, when you add all the aggregate, it's still a huge plus to have Rudy Gobert on your roster. For the most part. They have size, they have shooting, they have skill, they have athleticism, they have length. Like, this is still, to me, one of the best rosters. Like, do they have their flaws? Absolutely, but I do think you're gassing it a little bit.
Real talk. My thing is, and I said this before the playoffs with Rudy, and I'm trying not to be hard on Rudy, but it's hard to watch Rudy and not be hard on Rudy.
I get what you're saying.
If that makes sense. However, one of my biggest concerns with Rudy was, if you guys remember before the playoffs, I said if he plays against certain teams, they are going to fry him. The Lakers were one of them. I said Luka Doncic, and this is before Luka got injured. I said Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron are going to pick on him. And then I can't remember who was the other team. I'm pretty sure OKC was one of them. But then also the Spurs. And we talked about this before the series. We talked about this before the playoffs. I said, Rudy, there's nothing that Rudy can do with Victor Wembanyama. When Victor goes to the perimeter, he's a human in deep waters, shark-infested waters. There's nothing he can do. He's left out there to drown. Victor can take him off the dribble. Victor can stretch the floor. They can set back screens on him, ball screens, all of that. And it's just nothing that he can do. And then even one-on-one, like I said, we've been seeing Wemby fry him one-on-one. Now, yes, Rudy can get certain stops, but it's more of a matter of Victor just missing the shots as opposed to Rudy just forcing him into doing what he doesn't want to do. And so that was my only problem with Rudy, is like, the defense is good, but to me, Rudy's defense has a ceiling where at some point it just doesn't, the value's not necessarily there anymore.
Ron, were you just not like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand everything you said and all that could be true, but weren't you just apologizing to Rudy just last week?
Yeah, he was getting busy. Like in that series, he was
saying, like,
In-N-Out burger.
in that series he was getting busy.
In-N-Out
In that series,
That's what it was.
but
No,
this
okay,
series
yeah,
ain't
and
that
that's
series.
why- right. No, absolutely, and I understand that. Like, I get that. Like, he played much better that one.
And the Nuggets were one of the teams that I threw out there too, by the way.
Oh, I'm just saying, bro. You really, man. I'm telling you.
Ox, but here's the thing, and
You
even
be
if it is,
doing Rudy,
even
and then the
no,
next one
even
be like, Rudy, I'm sorry. And then you go back to
Rudy
this.
be doing himself. I'm telling, like, first off, for as good as Rudy's supposed to be, he only played 22 minutes last night, and I
Why?
wonder why. Because he went 1 for 4 from the field. He had 5 rebounds, and it's just in 3 points. And I know all of Rudy's value isn't box score and all of that, but just looking at the minutes, it's a reason why he only played 22 minutes last night.
But you know what though, Ron? Like, and you should know this, and I'm sure you do know this. So that's why it's even nasty. Like, you can find yourself in a matchup where it might be better if you're not one of the 5 guys on the floor, and that doesn't make you sorry. Like, that doesn't make you sorry. Like, there's already Rudy's not a great scorer, right? But we might have a matchup where you might be better than a guy that needs to play over you, just due to how we need to play right now. So it's like playing 22 minutes it's not a knock. Like, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't make you sorry because in this particular matchup, we need something else. Playing 22 minutes doesn't mean, what is that supposed to mean?
All I'm saying, Ox, is if I would have got the opportunity, I would have took the less on everything Rudy Gobert. And today we're gonna have the opportunity to take the less on certain other characters. you guys will see here just in a second who I'm specifically going to take the less on and who Real Talk's going to take the less on and who Chill's going to take the less on. Yes, today we're only taking lesses on Splash Sports, on Quick Picks. But what's even better than us taking a less on certain players is the fact that we play against actual real people on Splash Sports. It's not just us playing against an algorithm or a sports book or, the numbers, all that basketball stuff. No. That's not the case on Splash Sports. When you play Quick Picks, you play against other real people, which means that you don't have to get every pick right. You just have to get more picks right than the people you're playing against. But what's even more beautiful than that is when you use Code Choice, you will have access to the highest multipliers in all of the industry. Splash Sports gives you the opportunity to make the most money possible when you're doing player props and picking more or less. Enough talking. Let me show you guys exactly how we do it right here on the panel. Remember, fellas, we only taking lesses today.
Man, you could play against the wall and still lose. Did you take unders? Did you take less on Dylan Harper yesterday when I told you to take more?
Who are you talking to? Me?
You.
I'm not. Hey, Pin, I don't control this segment. I'll just talk.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
See my hands? Mm-hmm. But the more on Dylan Harper was taken by way of you. Okay. So thank you for that.
Sometimes you just got to pay attention.
I actually took the more on Anthony Edwards, and I was sadly mistaken.
No.
Oh, man. I feel so bad for Ant out there, man.
Pretty confident I took the more on the Rudy. I'm sorry, on the
Terrence Shannon?
No, I took the more on the Wemby rebounds yesterday.
Oh, you did. Who took Terrence Shannon? Neither here nor there. We got lesses today. It looks like Ox took the less on James Harden's 19.5 points. Who else you guys want to rock with?
Amin Thompson at 8.5. He is I'm caught. They look just alike, Ox. I'm sorry. He looked just like the dude. I apologize. He looked exactly like the dude. I'm sorry. 8.5.
Go up.
That's offensive.
But it's true though. He looks exactly like him though. That's the difference.
I'm joking.
That might actually be the way to go. I don't know though. He ain't been hitting it, Damian.
Steals and blocks in the first quarter. He's gonna get 2.5. Yeah.
The 8.5 points, 100% wrong. He is a Leicester.
All right. I'm gonna go with somebody else that's on his team. This boy ain't been doing nothing all playoffs. Yeah, right there.
Right
yep. Mm-hmm.
This one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to go rebounds or points or PRA.
12.5 points.
Real talk. What you thinking? Or do you think we shouldn't even go less on Jalen?
You should go less on Jalen. I'm not gonna lie. I am a little bit concerned about the less on Asar, just because like the Pistons are at home. They've been playing better at home. The role players have played better at home. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. And he had a bad game last game. So typically, players gonna bounce back and whatnot. I'm a little nervous about that. But Jalen Duren's been asked the whole time. So I have no problem with taking the less on Jalen Duren.
Which one would you take the less on? His points, 12.5, rebounds, 9.5, or points and rebounds?
Let's do points. He might rebound today. So
he ain't been rebounding. No, that's the thing. Boy ain't been doing nothing. All right, does anybody else want to take the less on anybody from the Pistons or the Cavs?
What does Donovan Mitchell's line look like? Did I miss that already?
Chill, you don't want to take the less on Donovan.
I am not. You said the less. You're right. You're exactly right. Because let's see. I think he's averaging like 20.
But come on, no, Chill. What you want to do with Donovan? I would love to hear it.
Well, because you figure at home he's averaging like 37 a game against them in the series. And in Detroit, I think he's averaging like 24 a game against them. I think they win tonight. To be honest with you, I do. I think they win tonight. So. But I don't think they win off the strength of him going over 27.5, though. I think he gets them like 26, but I think we get a big game from somebody else.
Who?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think we get a big game. I don't know, but I think we get a big game from somebody else. Maybe 3 or 4 long balls from Sam Merrill or something like that. I think we get something like that.
Jared Allen's been really good lately.
Yes,
I will
he has
say
been.
that.
Yes, he has been.
Mm-hmm.
I like the more them 11.5 points, Ron. I like the more on that for Jared Allen. But
yeah, I like that. I like that.
I like the more on that. But we going less though. That's what we're looking at, Ron, right?
Yeah, we go keep it. We go keep it Lester, man. This is Splash Sports. Use code CHOICE. After you download the app, you can do that by clicking the link in the bio or scanning the QR code on the screen. Remember, you will get a 100% deposit match of up to $50, which means if you play 50, you will get 50. If you play 35, you'll get 35, et cetera, et cetera. You'll also get a 100% quick picks boost. And ultimately, remember that on Splash Sports, they have the highest multipliers in the game. You can win up to 50 times what you put in. Good luck. We'll be in the winner's circle. Hope to see you there. All right, guys. All right. We've talked a lot about Wemby. We talked a little bit about this series tonight. We talked about the GOAT conversation, who's the best player in the league, the gap between Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. It's been a good episode so far. Let's see what the people got to say by way of super chats based on what we had to say. You guys make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to become a member, all of that good stuff that I tell you guys to do every single day. The first super chat that we got is a $20 super chat from Spanish Jose TV. Jose said, there's so much Wemby still needs to work on, so it's crazy to think that I don't want him teamed up with another superstar or star because I believe it'll hinder his growth. Is that crazy? Also, shout out to Keldon Johnson. He was awesome.
It depends on who the star is.
I was with DeMarcus Cousins yesterday, and off camera, he detailed exactly the areas of growth that Wemby has. And to hear someone as talented as DeMarcus talk about how Wemby can get better, the spots he can get to when he gets stronger, what his game can look like when the game slows down even more, was pretty crazy. I don't think a superstar guard would slow him down, just to address the super chat, but it does really open your eyes about, like, Ron, to your point, like, we just scratching the surface with this guy.
I just think that
and it's going to be pretty well.
Damian, I think we passed the days of the bomb squads, not the bomb squads, the Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond, KD. I think we passed that. Any guy that jumps on a group, any guy that jumps on that San Antonio team is aware this is Wemby's. Wemby is the man here. So whatever you're doing here, it's not gonna be at the expense of Wemby. You are gonna be the guy who's playing off of Wemby. We're not bringing you in. We're not bringing you in to pair with Wemby in terms of him being better. No, we're bringing you in to complement Wemby. That's what we're bringing you, because he's our building block. He's our centerpiece. So we don't need another. We don't need another superstar in here. No, we don't need that. We already have that. We just need players to complement him. As long as he can hold up,
we're trying to maximize him. Yeah,
that's it. As long as he can hold up, that's all that matters. Now, I appreciate the logic. Yo, if it's Giannis, we could get Giannis. But ultimately, if you are Wemby, and if you're the San Antonio front office, I want to maximize however many years I have with Wemby. I want to get as many guys to complement Wemby and make him the best player that he could possibly be, like they did with Tim Duncan. Very much like they did with Tim Duncan. So I just don't see the super team thing anymore. I just don't see that happening anymore.
I mean, what made that Warriors team so special is, like, the best players, like, obviously withstanding Steph Curry, are also, like, really good on both ends of the court. Like, that's kind of the dynamic that you're missing. Like, even when we've tried to have these recent, star pairings, like, for instance, like Giannis and Dame, like, Damian Lillard's like a clear negative defender. So the Warriors having Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson with Andre Iguodala was like, everybody focused on the offense of that team, which, I mean, understandably so. But, like, when they won the championship in 2017, they were the best playoff defense in the league that year. Like,
I think they were second in 22, if I'm not mistaken, when they won the championship. I think they were second in the league in defense. I think the only year that they weren't in the top 10 was in I want to say 19. They didn't win it that year, but they went to the NBA championship. 18 I'm talking about. I think they were They weren't in the top 10 as a defense, but that's always been their staple, the Warriors. Yes, we did focus on them offensively because, I don't know, you got the best shooter in the league.
Right.
You got the second best shooter in the league, right? You got arguably the best defensive player in the league. And then you add 28 a game to that. I mean, holy shit. How do we stop that?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always going to come down to complementary skill sets. Like when we talk about bomb squads and things, I agree with you, Joe. I don't know if it's in their best interest to pair Wemby with a superstar in the front court, but maybe a guard that maximizes him could be interesting. And they might already have it in Dylan Harper. It's just a matter of like waiting, just letting this guy grow, and then all of a sudden you've got the best 1-2 punch in the league. Yeah, exactly.
Dylan Harper
Damian,
is interesting, but like I still don't see him. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I still don't see that archetype of guard necessarily maximizing Wemby. Like for me, I would like to see Wemby with like a Tyrese Halliburton, a LaMelo,
sure,
like
somebody that gets off the field more,
because they're still missing. Like there's players you see, and it's because you're not used to playing with somebody that's 7 foot forever, right? But like they're still missing some passing windows because for anybody else on earth, that pass isn't available. But like it is for Wemby. And they're still not all the way there because they're not like, Hall of Fame passers, playmakers like that.
Are we not giving Stephon Castle his flowers? Stephon Castle be putting that ball on the money for
No,
me.
He's a really good passer. He's a good
I ain't
passer.
gonna argue that.
And I think like also too, he might not be all of that good of a passer. It might be just the fact that he knows he can put it up there, and he puts it up there, and Wemby goes and gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we live in a space, to your point, real talk, like you said, because maybe Harper isn't the guy to maximize Wemby? Am I trying to make him more of a distributor, and that's hindering his game? It's a 2-part question. Am I trying to make him more of a distributor, which will hinder his game because he's more of a bucket getter than he is? And number 2, is that the space we live in, where we do live in a space with the scoring guard, but is that because where we are in basketball, like that's what you need to be? You need to be Damian Lillard. You need to be Russell Westbrook and average 30 a game.
Well, for example, Russ, that's a great example, actually, right? Russ came into the league kind of more of a 2 guard. He was a 2 at UCLA, then transitioned to point guard in the league. If Dylan Harper can grasp what Russell was great at as a passer, which to me is his interior passing, if he can do that, then it's still sky's the limit for that group because all Dylan Harper has to do, even if he's a score first or score heavy guard, hey, when you get into the teeth of the defense, know how to make lay down passes. When you get into the teeth of the defense, Wemby man steps up, know how to make that lob, and know how to make, a few lob passes out of pick and roll. That's what made the Shaq Kobe dynamic work as well, too. If you remember, like Kobe's best passing, in my opinion, was his interior passing. Like he had a really good feel for those lay down passes to Shaq, where Shaq can just get it, go up, get it, dunk. He had a really good touch on his lob passes as well. They didn't, to me, Kobe and Shaq didn't run a. They didn't
not
run
affecting his bucket getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Bucket getting. I can get with that, sure. I guess I get when I think about the lead guard. There's times when I get wrapped up in the traditional lead guard and not thinking about a guy who can, get paint touches, penetrate into the teeth of the defense and, drop the ball off to your big guy at the rim, right? Drop the ball off to the big guy in the mid post, and we can get a floater or we could get a layup and stuff like that. I do get wrapped up a lot of times in the lead guard who controls the offense. And in addition to controlling the offense, he's a distributor first, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to hamper Harper's game as a scorer, but I do want him to be more of a distributor at the same time. Because if all you are is a bucket getter, that's what I'm saying. Because if all you are is a bucket getter and you got a guy like Wemby, I don't think you're maximizing your offense. But I also think he's young enough at this stage of his career that he's still trying to prove that, I could stick in the NBA. Like a lot of these guys, when they get into the league, the idea isn't to win. But you get thrust into a space like with San Antonio where, we're in the Western Conference Championship. We're in the NBA Finals. I'm still trying to prove that I'm still trying to get to my second contract. That's really what I'm trying to show that I can play in this league. So I think that's where it gets tricky for me when I think about the league guard spot.
So that super chat, when he was just talking about stars or superstars playing with Wemby, I'm fairly sure, and this is just my opinion, I'm fairly sure that Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper are A, either going to become stars, or B, it's a chance that one of them becomes a superstar. What we've been seeing from Dylan Harper in these playoffs, it's mind-blowing. For a first-year guy, a rookie, to just look this poised, look this smooth, get to his spots. Like, if you're watching, there's no way that, and you just didn't know, you didn't have any context. Let's say you were just teleported from the 90s. There's no way you would believe, just watching his team, there's no way you would, one, believe that he was a rookie. If you just didn't hear any commentary, you just watched the game, you wouldn't believe he was a rookie. And then you would also be like, why the hell is this guy coming off the bench?
He should be starting. But that's because, again, of who he's playing with. But Ron, I got a question for you. And I think it's interesting because I want you to, because you brought up these two guys.
Ron ready to be nasty. He ready to be.
Well, these two guys as a backcourt with both Castle and Harper, like looking into the future.
Man,
Ron, I want you to take Wemby and I want you to put him in Washington. How much better are Castle and Harper better than Wall and Bradley Beal if Wemby is in Washington?
You're asking me, are they better than Wall and Bradley Beal?
Because I know how you feel about these two guys as a backcourt. And I want you to take Wemby and I want you to put him in Washington.
Years, Ox.
I want you to put him. I want you to put Wemby in Washington. What does Bradley Beal and John Wall look like with Wemby?
So I'm first off, I just want to let this be known. They're not better than those two yet.
Okay.
Wemby in Washington, that team is they're going to the championship a few different years. Like they are making finals runs. John Wall getting to the paint, dumping it off to Wemby. Bradley Beal now being freed up to be a ISO scorer and a two-way player. And Wemby just at that point being a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 player in the league, holding down the defense, having shooters around him. That team is like, sorry, LeBron. That team's coming out the East a couple years.
What do they look like? What does Dame and CJ look like with Wemby in terms of a backcourt?
Eerily similar. Wemby, for those guys, they're not as good on defense, so Wemby covers them up on defense. But then also, too, like, you know, Dame and CJ were a nightmare to guard. So then when you throw Wemby in there, setting screens, picking and popping, and cleaning up their misses on the offensive glass, once again, getting in the paint, throwing up lobs. Like, you remember Dame and CJ, those were small guards. So when they get in the paint, they kind of have trouble with length and big men and stuff like that. Having Wemby as an outlet when you get in an emergency situation or when you get trapped or when you get to a spot in the paint and you can't really do anything and you know you could just throw it up to the rim and Wemby's going to go get it, that right there relieves so much pressure and it makes it so much more easier for you guys to execute on the offensive end. Yep. Saying you have two elite guards at getting in the paint and being able to do that makes your team so much more better. But then once again, on the defensive end, when you have Wemby that's able to cover up for the flaws of some of these smaller guards, all of a sudden, you can't really pick on us as much as you used to be able to pick on us. All of a sudden, that's not really what's going to, be the one thing that's going to beat us. So Wemby would make a lot of these elite backcourts so much more better, which comes back to the point of right now. They have an elite backcourt and De'Aaron Fox is here too. Let's not we're talking about these guys, but De'Aaron Fox is here too. They have an elite backcourt, and it's part of the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. I have no reason not to believe that Wemby wouldn't turn up Bradley Beal and John Wall or CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard as well.
Which is fair, Ron. Now I want to ask you the last part about this. I want to take Wemby off the table because I know how you feel about these two guys as a backcourt moving forward. So in 3 years, how much better do you think they are than DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry? You think they clear them? You think John? You think Castle and Harper clear Lowry and DeMar DeRozan?
Based on what I'm projecting, Stephon Castle right now.
You think he better than DeMar DeRozan?
No.
I was giving you 27 at his best.
Right. Let's hold on.
I'm saying so. Look. Stephon Castle and Kyle Lowry right now is peak. Kyle Lowry right now is a conversation, and I'm taking Stephon Castle.
You are
y'all could be
way
mad
too
at
high
y'all
on
could be mad. So when it comes to defense between them, Stephon Castle is just as good, if not better. Just due to on ball pressure, versatility, size, athleticism, and all of that. He's just that. Like, if you put Stephon Castle on that team, now he is a little more flawed than Kyle Lowry, even though Kyle Lowry had his flaws. Stephon Castle's flaws are a little more glaring in terms of the shooting. But when we're talking about rim pressure, when we're talking about being a demon in transition, when we're talking about being able to make cuts and finish in the paint and stuff like that, like Stephon Castle, I think what, and I said this again months ago, we sleep on just how good Stephon Castle really is. I think this season he was the second best player for the Spurs.
I actually like Castle better. Like, just I don't know if he's gonna be better, but I just like him better. I just think that he's just got that nastiness to him as well, which is crazy. But sure, I actually like that when we talked about the prototypes. I think like a peak John Wall next to Wemby would have been like, I think that's the guy you're looking for, Chill, when you were asking that question before. Like a guy that can get me 25, but also get me like 12 dimes, and is excellent in transition and can get easy buckets. Like, that's the type of guy that he would
Damien,
need in the backcourt.
can you give me 1 second, Damien?
Sure.
Chill. What the hell do you mean you could dig it?
I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig it. Sure.
Because it's Kyle Lowry. It's not like I can understand if he would have said Rajon. I know how you feel about Rajon Rondo.
No,
I can understand if he would have said.
This isn't about how I feel about these players. This is not
Lowry
about
is pretty
that,
solid
bro.
offensively.
This is about just basketball.
That's
this
it.
Isn't about
That's
feelings.
what we're talking
This isn't about emotions. This isn't about playing favorites. This is about basketball. We're talking about this kid and peak Kyle Lowry. I need y'all to relax.
What is peak Kyle Lowry?
Don't give me wrong.
What is peak Kyle Lowry?
Peak Kyle Lowry is a top tier defender, great facilitator, knockdown shooter. He is a floor general. This is peak Kyle Lowry. Like, let's calm the fuck down. Y'all see, y'all got me cursing. It's too early for this. What I'm saying, just hold on, because I listen to y'all. It is that deep. It is that deep.
It's really not. We're talking about Kyle Lowry. We are talking about Kyle of Lowry.
So once again, just like Real Talk didn't know how good Clyde Drexler was, you clearly don't know how good Kyle Lowry was. This is crazy, bro. Now let me also make this very clear. Stephon Castle is a kid. He's a baby. He probably will get much better. He probably will improve his game. He probably will improve his shooting. He probably will improve his facilitating. He probably will. I can't guarantee he will, but I can assume that he will. He plays for a great organization that does a good job of helping their young players get better. He's playing with Victor Wembanyama, he has something to look forward to. He should be optimistic to come to work every day. He's playing with a vet in De'Aaron Fox who can teach him some little tricks here and there. He's also playing with Dylan Harper, who when you play with another guard, run with another guy like that, also gets you excited to play basketball. They can play against each other, play with each other, train together, get better together. I can assure you Stephon Castle will become a better basketball player. But for y'all to even insinuate and pretend and do this shit for the gram or whatever the hell you're doing it for is disrespectful. Kyle Lowry, and to compare this child to Kyle Lowry right now is wrong. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
It's children that's better than you at your job.
Kyle, absolutely. There's all
both jobs and your side hustle.
Absolutely, I'm not the best at nothing, and I don't pretend to be.
So what does being a child have to do with anything?
It has
if I'm better than you, I'm better than you.
If you ask me a question, let me answer the question. It has a lot to do with it. Being a veteran at a professional sport has a lot to do with your growth. Has a lot to do with your learning. It has a lot to do with the fact that Kyle Lowry was able to change the game with taking charges. He learned that. He didn't just come in doing that. Kyle Lowry was a lockdown defender. So we're not hold on, wait. I'm not saying, but look, that's my point, Ron. That's my point. So we can't say Stephon Castle just clears on that end of the floor.
I never said he cleared. I never said that.
Okay,
I said they're both great defenders. All I said was Stephon. I just outlined Stephon Castle's, positivities.
God gave you 2 of these so that you can listen and understand what I'm saying, brother.
All right, so then give me something good to listen to. Give me something good to listen to.
In one mouth. So just calm down, bro. What I'm saying is, Kyle Lowry, you can't say that, because that's the only angle you got.
What's the only
angle? For Stephon Castle over Kyle Lowry is.
Did you not hear what I said?
Ron, that's the only angle you got, and that's not a good enough angle. Stephon Castle does not belong. Stephon Castle does not belong in peak Kyle Lowry conversations, Ron. This is despicable. Out of every single last one of you, I'm disappointed in you sitting up here in that corner. I'm talking about, I could dig it. Dig what?
The reason why? Whoa!
I didn't agree with that. What are you disappointed in me for?
First and foremost,
but you ain't. You will see. I had to plug my mic back in just so that I could, because you should have did this. Y'all should have did this. Y'all should have did this. I shouldn't have had to turn up and say this to Ron. This was ridiculous, and the fact that y'all just went along with it.
First of all,
I'm not that high on Stephon Castle right now, but
that's number one. Number two,
this is insanity.
I said, that's number one. Number two, I said I didn't say today. I said in 3 years, what do these two dudes look like compared to Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan?
No, I heard you. I heard your question, Chill.
I ain't talking about right
now. Ron talking about right now.
No.
We really could have like so we went from John Wall and Bradley Beal to CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. We could have left Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan up out of this shit. We really didn't even have to make that pit stop. This is one of the most overhyped backcourts. One of the most overhyped backcourts ever.
No respect.
That is not
no respect, bro. You're despicable.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. No respect. I guess you could say that.
This is sick, bro. This is sick, bro.
No
respect for Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry was all right. He was all right. He was all right. Like, amongst in the pantheon of point guards in the league, Kyle Lowry was
all NBA.
Kyle Lowry
was ranked the best of the weakest.
Kyle Lowry was ranked higher amongst those point guards, and Stephon Castle was ranked amongst these point guards by far.
Kyle Lowry was
on his own team.
Well, these point guards cleared those point guards by far.
What are you doing?
And that point guard clears this point guard by far.
Kyle Lowry was the best of the weakest and the weakest of the best. You know, Ox, can you relate to that?
I can you?
Yeah, you know, the raw of the food and the foods of the raw. You know,
no, I can absolutely relate to that. You know, what I'm saying?
Then.
But that's not. But that's
you know what?
But that's still like not a knock. Like how, bro? This is crazy out of you, bro.
Like, hate. This is what this is.
He has nothing. He has nothing. No foot, no shoe. He has no horse in this race.
This dude got up here yesterday and said he was throwing his Phillies cheesesteak in the garbage, and now he's trying to put one of Philly's finest in the garbage with that cheesesteak. You are ridiculous.
Put it in the garbage, all right.
You are ridiculous, sir. You're talking about an all NBA player. You're talking about an NBA champion. You are talking about a great leader, a floor general, the little thing king. That's what we called him. Little thing king. All those charges, those deflections, those great passes. Steph Castle is not the best guard on his team. He's not the second best guard on his team.
Kyle Lowry wasn't the best guard on his team either.
He was absolute. You gonna tell me DeMar DeRozan was better than Kyle Lowry because you didn't watch 2 Raptor games in 7 years?
But here's the thing, though, Pin. Here's the thing. There has to be. Hey, Pin.
Really
somebody has to be the best guard on the team. Somebody's the best guard on the Brooklyn Nets.
Not the way I was trying to go.
I mean,
I know y'all hate DeMar DeRozan, but DeMar was
I don't
filthy,
hate DeMar DeRozan. All I know is that for 7 years. No, hang on. For 7 years, Ron. 7 years of We the North with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, the Raptors were a better team with DeMar on the bench. That's what you don't get. That's not a joke. That's the math. I'm really sorry. Quickly, that's the math.
Rapid fire.
Fuck the math.
Really quickly, Ron. Rapid fire, Ron. Really quickly, and you're gonna tell me. You're gonna say this guy or Kyle Lowry. Curry.
Next.
Russ.
If I say next, that means no to Kyle Lowry.
Okay, Curry.
Next.
Russ.
Next.
Paul.
Which Paul?
What other
Chris Paul?
Next.
Lillard.
Next.
Wall.
Next.
Give me Kyle.
Rondo.
Kyle over who?
John
Over
Wall.
Paul. John. See,
Career,
y'all
not
woke
peak,
up. Y'all
career.
woke up smoking dope.
Career.
I'm telling you,
Not-
bro.
no,
Y'all woke.
We're not
this
talking
whole-
about
this-
career, Pin. We're talking.
This whole-
I'm
this whole
talking
side
about
over
these
here-
guys as players.
That column, stay away from that column over there, Ron and Pete.
I'm not
That
talking
one
about their
right there, that's the
career as
dope
chefs.
column.
I'm talking about their career as basketball players.
I'm talking about them
Longevity
as
don't
basketball
count.
players. I'm not giving somebody the longevity award and saying that that's why he's better than this person. We can have that
Defensive IQ
conversation,
is
but that's not the
basketball?
So we started with Stephon Castle and Kyle Lowry. We clearly can't have a career conversation between these two. Clearly. So what I'm saying is Stephon Castle
right now and Kyle at his best, or are you talking Kyle in year 3?
No, these guys at their best. We're talking about these guys at their very best.
Pen, what I said, the way
It's
this
not even close.
really quickly, Pen, the way this conversation started was Ron talked about.
He heard it. Chill, he heard it.
The way this conversation started was we talked about Dylan Harper and Castle as a backcourt moving forward. And I had posed the question that 3 years from now, I started the question with put Wemby in Washington, what do both Wall and Bradley Beal look like? And then I expanded it to if you take Wemby and you put him in Portland, what does both CJ and Damian Lillard look like? And then I took Wemby off the table and I said 3 years from now, both Harper and Castle, how are they compared to both Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan? That's how this started.
Well,
Keep
first
going
of
with your
all,
list.
They're not comparable because Dylan Harper is starting over those guys. You said Harper and Castle, right? My bad.
I did.
They will be better. They will be better
Okay.
because Harper is that good, not because Steph Castle is better than.
Do you guys
Kyle
not
Lowry.
watch the games? You guys accuse me of not watching the games. Do you guys not watch?
Castle's only offensive bag is
So what was DeMar DeRozan's offensive bag and what was Kyle Lowry's offensive bag? Since we're talking about offensive bags,
Kyle Lowry can
what is
shoot
their
the basketball. He can
Okay,
shoot
so
the basketball.
okay, no ox, and I get that. But
DeMar
do you
DeRozan
guys
has an endless
understand
bag.
do you understand how much of a minimalist I would sound if I came up here and said, do you know Kyle Lowry's only offensive bag was shooting pull-up threes off of pick and rolls and catch and shoot threes?
That would be a lie.
I would sound like a minimalist. Okay, boy, it's a lie when you just try to minimalize Stephon Castle to just saying his only bag is getting to the hoop. Well, who can stop it?
That is, he can't.
But who?
shoot.
Okay,
He
but I'm
can't
saying when you
shoot.
say it with that type of context, you make it seem like one, it's a bad thing, or two, that he's bad at it, or it's not like a additive. Stephon Castle last night was 8 for 11 from the field.
He was good.
I think there's a
do
gap
you-
between
And
them
last night he was
offensively.
good. It's not like
think there's a gap, I
Stephon
think.
Castle's not
Yeah.
capable of having good games, but
If
he's a very limited scorer right now. It's clear as day,
Correct.
and he has some developing to do.
Okay,
Lowry is
and
pretty
DeMar
good.
Now, do
DeRozan
I
and Kyle
think-
Lowry were limited scorers too.
Do I think that
What are you
Stephon
talking
Castle
about?
can be better than Kyle Lowry? Sure. But you saying that Stephon Castle right now is better than any version of Kyle Lowry is ridiculous.
DeMar was
I'm
an
not gonna
awesome
lie.
scorer.
It's
He bled value.
You
on
guys
defense.
talk about Kyle Lowry like this nigga was Chris Paul. He was not
He was
that.
22 and 7 at his best, Ron.
Nobody.
Oh,
said
and do
that,
you
man.
and
Stop
do you
being-
guys
stop being so dramatic?
But you guys do understand if Victor Wembanyama wasn't here and if they put the ball in Stephon Castle's hands and said, look, for 30, we're playing you 34 minutes a game, Stephon Castle would average 22 and
Yeah, he
8.
So-
would've
so-
won.
so-
I
so-
actually
so
looked
if
like
the
a
defense-
worse
but you
player.
were crazy.
He
So if
would've
the,
looked
if
like
the
a-
defense had to pay attention to Stephon Castle instead of leaving him alone and having Donovan Cleveland
Thank
guarding
you.
30 feet away, he would be. Bro, stop fucking playing with me, bro. You got me cursing this morning, and I don't want to. Today's a beautiful day. I'm having a great day. My son just turned 10. It's his birthday today. We celebrating
Happy
today.
birthday, young fella.
Hey, we share the same birthday. That's dope.
birthday.
That's
For
dope. We share
happy
the same
birthday, happy
That's-
birthday, Damien. That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about. We
sir.
know it's your
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Damien, happy birthday.
Appreciate y'all.
Happy
Taurus.
birthday.
Hey,
This is
appreciate
My
y'all.
bad for
It's just a-
subjecting you to this nonsense all day
It's a
with these
beautiful
guys.
day, Ron. It's a beautiful day.
Which I-
Birds is chirping, dogs is barking, sun's out, and you up here talking crazy.
I don't understand why this
What is
this
your
is
problem?
like. Why is this triggering you guys? Why are you guys
You
triggered
know,
today?
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Ron?
Guarded by
Is I feel like when them like real talk his generation. I feel like a Gen Zer right now because I am really triggered. Like I really need an emotional day. I like Ron. I gotta go, bro. I need to go have a self-care day or something, bro. This is crazy shit.
I know that Toronto team. I can't really necessarily say I know that.
Got my big fella blood pressure up. See what you done started, Ron.
I can't say that I necessarily know that Toronto team
every single year. What are you talking about? Just because they couldn't beat LeBron James, suddenly you get
that's
this.
Exactly.
I just want to say this. I know that Toronto team was very good. I don't necessarily know if it was better than the Spurs team, and I don't want to get into that. But all I want to say is Kyle Lowry was like the 4th or 5th best player on that team.
Man, get the
Kyle Lowry was the best player on that team. Are you insane? What's wrong with you?
He was not better than Kawhi, obviously. He was not better than Kawhi, obviously.
You're talking about
Yes. What else do you guys think I'm talking about? I'm talking about the championship team. Yes.
2019, he was their second best player.
No, he was not.
Who was their second best player? Go ahead. Tell him.
Pascal Siakam was better.
No, he wasn't, bro.
Pascal didn't do all that until the playoffs.
Like
Mind you, he wasn't.
Marc Gasol was better than him on that team.
No, he wasn't.
Marc Gasol was more impactful than Kyle Lowry on that team.
I think you just hate Kyle Lowry.
This is your fucking fault. You're the one who started this.
Pascal Siakam and Marc Gasol were more impactful. Shit, Danny Granger was better than that nigga that year.
Danny
What
Green.
you about to do, Ron? You about to do
Yeah, Danny Green. You know what I'm talking about. Danny Green. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Hey, shout out to Danny Granger, though.
Hey, Danny Green was more impactful on that team.
No, he wasn't.
Ron, come on, bro. You don't gotta go
I
overboard,
wouldn't
bro.
classify that
You
as
know
Kyle
that,
Lowry's
like-
prime, though.
Hold up.
That wasn't Lowry's prime.
Yeah.
Chill. You remember
Lowry's
earlier
prime
when you said he was about this
2017.
close from getting off the squad? He was about to shoot himself out the game. He has
Kyle Lowry Kyle Lowry ain't gonna be the one to get me ejected from the team. Kyle Lowry ain't gonna be the one to get me ejected off the team.
Played yourself out of this series.
I can't believe you guys
Where's
are up
Swipe at?
here.
We need a new Swiper.
I get it. I get it when we talk about the James Hardens and the Chris Pauls and Tracy McGrady's. If we're talking about guys like this, okay, I get it. We're talking about Kyle Lowry.
Okay,
Ron, I'm not even that big. I'm not that high on Kyle Lowry myself. I think it was absolutely crazy when they were having a conversation up here and people were like, yeah, I'll take Kyle Lowry over Drew Holiday. I thought that was absolutely
Yeah, that was
I'm
nuts.
not, I'm not the biggest Kyle Lowry fan. I'm not. But he's better. Pete Kyle Lowry is better than right now Stephon Castle. You are absolutely out of your mind right now.
So here's my only thing.
You know what?
And we could just end on this. We could just end on this. You guys say that you believe that Kyle Lowry was the second best player on that Toronto team.
We don't believe that that's what it was.
Everybody believes that.
I would say, Ron, that team was really good throughout the season. Multiple people stepped up, being not only the second best, but also being the first best player on that team. There was times where Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing the best on that team. You know what I mean? There was times where Marc Gasol and Fred VanVleet was doing their thing. You know what I mean? So I will say overall, I think I do have Kyle Lowry was the second best player on the basketball team. But shout out to Siakam. Shout out to Fred VanVleet. Shout out to Danny Green. Shout out to Serge Ibaka. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all those guys. But yeah, Kyle Lowry was definitely, and not only was he the second best player, he was the leader of that team too, a floor general, a true point guard.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna just leave you guys with this, and we will check back in about a month. Stephon Castle not only was the second best player in the regular season for the San Antonio Spurs, a team that finished with the second best record in the league, he's been the second best player in the playoffs. So if they win a championship, it's
this year, Ron.
I know.
He absolutely played better than De'Aaron Fox throughout the year.
Not during the regular season.
Yes, he was. No, he didn't. I don't know why you guys don't want to give Stephon Castle his credit. He outplayed De'Aaron Fox. Hey, and look, I'm telling, chill. This is what I'm saying. It's a difference between being better and playing better. I'm not arguing who's better. What I'm saying is Stephon Castle was better than De'Aaron Fox. He handled more offensive responsibilities. He scored more. He passed more. He handled more defensive responsibilities. He played more. He was healthier. He just was better. He connected with Wemby better. He just was better. I'm telling you, this year he just was better. I know it might sound crazy because when you think De'Aaron Fox, all-star, all-NBA level point guard, clutch player of the year, and you think Stephon Castle he's only in his second year, he got rookie of the year and all of that, yada, yada, yada. It sounds crazy. It's not. I'm telling you, I watched a lot of Spurs games this year, and I was left wondering, why is De'Aaron Fox deferring? Now, if you want to make the case he was only better because he deferred, I'll listen to that. However, he deferred, which made this nigga better.
I agree. I agree. Castle did, I think, have a tad bit more on-ball responsibility because he can't be the off-ball player that De'Aaron Fox is because he's not going to get guarded or respected. So they had to usually you do put the ball in the non-shooter's hands. Like, that is typically what happens. So I'm not even mad at that. And he was taking on, like, the main defensive assignment. So playing better this season, you might have that. Now, do I think De'Aaron Fox is still clearly better than him? Yes. But
I do too, real talk. I think if you were to put them,
I get what you're saying.
If you were to put them both on the Brooklyn Nets, I think De'Aaron Fox will have a better season than Stephon Castle. Mm-hmm. However, in the context of this, the same way that you guys said that Kyle Lowry was the second best player on the Raptors, Stephon Castle
was getting the assignment. I just want to make sure I'm following you wrong.
Yes, all the defensive assignments. Stephon Castle, who's guarding Ant right now?
So Ant. So their point of attack defender, who you know how I feel about De'Aaron Fox. What was he doing while all of this was going on? What was De'Aaron Fox doing? Was De'Aaron Fox ripping guys in the backcourt? Was De'Aaron Fox putting pressure on guys in the backcourt? He 100% was doing that. I'm not going to argue that Castle, who is bigger, being more of a versatile defender and covering different guys, was definitely doing that. I'm the guy on the basketball. I'm the primary distributor. I'm also the downhill guy. I get the most paint touches. On top of that, on the defensive side of the ball, I am the point of attack guy. I am the one slowing up. Even if you are guarding Cade, I'm the one slowing up Cade when he's bringing the ball up the floor, and they're mismatch hunting, and you guys are trying to protect me to get me off of Cade because he's bigger. Okay, that's a better matchup, but I am dealing with him. I am dealing with some of the best point guards in the game, and I'm slowing these guys down while busting every last one of their ass on top of that. I'm doing that. So to say that Castle played better than him this year, these dudes won 62 games? 62 games this year. And with the 62 games that they won, my head of attack guy was one of the main reasons why. Because he took care of the basketball better. He scored the basketball better. He got downhill better. As a defender, I'm going to give you Castle being more versatile. But if you
Stephon was the head of attack guy on offense. If you
don't have a point of attack guy like De'Aaron Fox, you're not going to be as good.
De'Aaron was not the point of attack guy. He has not been the point of attack guy for the Spurs. It has been Stephon. Maybe when you guys see, maybe you're getting the numbers twisted. Maybe you're looking at Stephon Castle and you're seeing a 4 on his jersey and you're getting it mixed up. You're thinking that this is what De'Aaron Fox should be doing.
That's what you're doing, Ron. You're the one getting it mixed up because you're thinking a point of attack guy and guarding their best offensive player are the same thing. No, it's not. So if I'm guarding Cade Cunningham, right? If I'm guarding Cade Cunningham or I'm guarding Anthony Edwards, I'm not the point of attack guy because Mike Conley is handling the basketball. There are other guys who are also handling the basketball. I'm the guy stopping the fast break. I'm doing that. You're the guy in transition dealing with Anthony Edwards. You're the guy in transition dealing with McDaniels and guys like that. I'm the dude. I'm at the head of the attack. I'm slowing the basketball down, and De'Aaron Fox is one of the best in the league at doing that.
He is.
Those two things can be true. You know what I'm saying? I think Stephon Castle is the lead defender as far as taking the most of the assignments. I don't think we can really debate that. What I will ask you this, Ron, is when you see this team like without
Larry was doing that too, by the way.
When Victor Wembanyama isn't around for the most part throughout this season, that's when you really see the difference between De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. You know what I'm saying? When De'Aaron Fox has to be thrusted back into that role that he's used to playing, you can see, oh yeah, that's the dude right there. You know what I mean? And also, it's like not only has De'Aaron Fox been able to be positive in the role he's playing. I know a lot of people don't understand it, so they think that De'Aaron Fox hasn't had a good season, just looking at numbers or whatever compared to what his numbers usually look like. When you look at what De'Aaron Fox has been asked to do, De'Aaron Fox has been asked to do stuff he's not even good at. You know what I mean? And I understand that's a part of being a professional basketball player. Like, you got to be able to play the roles. And I always stand on that. Like, if you can't do this and then go do that and then go do that, then how good are you really? And so I think De'Aaron Fox having to move over to a role where throughout his whole career we've been talking about these are the things De'Aaron Fox isn't good at. And then I hear stuff like he has to do this because he's better at this guy than that. I'm like, but Fox, that's not what Foxy does. So I think it's a testament to how good De'Aaron Fox really is to be able to be a positive on the basketball team, doing things that he's just that isn't what he does. But once again, when you watch these guys play without Victor Wembanyama, you see, oh yeah, that's the man right there. And that's no knock to Stephon Castle. He's a young fella. He's a young fella. Like, I think that they're both really good basketball players, and I don't want y'all to lose track of the fact that Ron just threw that out there to try to get the chat on his side because he knows how the chat feels about De'Aaron Fox. Let's remind y'all that
we're not talking to the chat. This is a discussion between us. This has nothing to do with the chat.
Maybe
you in real talk trying to sway the chat. I don't give a damn if the chat with me or not.
But I believe you threw De'Aaron Fox in there to try to throw the dogs off your scent. This is all about you trying to say that this Stephon Castle is better than peak Kyle Lowry, and that's just absolutely insane.
Can I just say something very quickly? Kyle Lowry is a very underrated basketball player because of the utility that he provides away from the obvious stuff. We're talking all the deflections. We're talking about the post defense. He does so many good things. But one thing that always captured his value was the advanced analytics. And I just want to let you know that Kyle Lowry is 67th all time in the NBA in win shares. I want to give you an idea of some of the players that are right above him. Jack Sikma and Russell Westbrook, Kevin McHale, DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, Dikembe Mutombo. These guys are just ahead of him. I want to give you an idea of the players that are behind him, because I don't think you understand how good this guy is. Carmelo Anthony, Manu Ginobili, Chris Bosh, Mo Cheeks, Alex English, Andre Iguodala, Grant Hill, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Karl Anthony Towns, Ben Wallace, Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Dennis Rodman, Alonzo Mourning, and Kawhi Leonard right on his tail. 67, 68. I understand that his peak did not include a 28 point per game season, but that is not because he couldn't score 26 points or 28 points when you needed him to. He could score 22 when you needed him to. He chose to pass. And personally, I feel it kind of interesting that y'all kind of sleep on Scotty Barnes because they're very similar players. That's the issue. There's a guy who can score 25 when he wants, but he chooses to pass. He chooses to get his teammates involved. He does all these small things. And that's what bothers me with this Kyle Lowry conversation. We got a whole bunch of people talking about Kyle Lowry. Quite frankly, I'm sure that y'all are familiar with this dude's game, but I watched him every single night for years. He was absolutely our best player in all those years. There's a reason why people call him the GOAT. There's a reason why they want to build a statue around him. There's a reason why they want to retire his jersey next year. And it's not because he's not better than Steph Castle. What are we doing?
I'm trying to figure, like you I get what you're trying to do and everything, but like you use kind of a bad stat, in my opinion, to capture how good Kyle Lowry is.
You can use any stat.
Because you said you started off with, you know who's ahead of him? DeMar DeRozan, which is a player you think he's better than. And then you started
DeMar DeRozan's played longer and he's played more minutes.
That are under him that everybody would agree is better than him. Like, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, I do think there was probably something better to encapsulate what you're.
I mean, if you simply looked at his peak value in terms of every analytic, you could look at RAPM, you could look at win shares, you could look at VORP, you could look at literally anything, EPM. Everything captured his value because when he was on the court, his teams did well. And there was a reason for that, because he was a great connective passer, because he was an insanely good screener for a 6'1" guard. He was great at screening. He was just a great mover without the basketball. And honestly, in his peak, he was also a really good pull-up jump shooter. So, like, yeah, it wasn't as flashy as Kyrie, and maybe it wasn't even as flashy as Rafer Alston and Rod Strickland, bro. I grew up in New York. I grew up idolizing New York point guards and all the bag work and all that stuff. And even I just came to understand, like, the greatness of Kyle Lowry, because you just see it. And it's honestly like, it's in the moments, bro. It's in the moments. It's in that big pressure moment of a game where you're teetering, and he'll go on like a 10-0 run, And it won't be like he scores 10. It'll be he'll make this amazing pass that you didn't see coming. He's going to get a charge on the other guy. He's going to get a strip the next time down. And then he's going to get a layup. And then he's going to get a pull-up 3. And next thing you know, you're up 10. And you never had it. He built winning in Toronto, bro. You don't understand it because you're sitting here
probably one of
staring
the
at
most
stats.
underrated players.
He's one
I
of
think
the
in the
most
previous
underrated
generation.
players in NBA history. And he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And that day, you can tell me that Drew Holiday was better, and this guy was better, and that guy was better. And I don't
Drew
think
Holiday is a better basketball player than
Drew Holiday is not a better basketball player.
Drew Holiday is definitely better. But Penn, that's how you cook right there. What you just did right there, that's how you cook. That's how you talk hoop right there. We don't need no reminiscence shit. Tell this dude out here is better at basketball the way you just did. That is how you cook. From now on, when you talk hooping, that's how you cook.
I'm just gonna do what I do, man.
I think that.
Hey,
if that's what you do,
he did it.
That's how you shoot.
Absolutely.
You shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
empty the clip.
I still think even
Just
to
like
today,
that.
I think Larry Siakam and Kawhi the highest scoring trio en route to a championship ever. Still, I think they still might hold that record
I mean, Kawhi holds
as a
that
trio
down, for real.
for real. Yeah, but
Kawhi
he was
doing
still
the
instrumental.
heavy
I
lifting.
didn't even think that was his peak. But I didn't even think that was his peak.
That wasn't his peak. His peak was 2015 to 2017. That was Kyle Lowry's peak. And honestly, like, let's not forget, he had a very slow start in Memphis. Very slow start. He figured out how to shoot at like the age of 26. So from the age of 26 to the age of 32, he was an all-NBA level player. Whether he made all-NBA every year is irrelevant to me. He led to winning. He transformed the culture. He turned this organization that was, quite frankly, a fucking joke. If we're being honest, the Raptors were a joke. They had won 3 playoff games in all of Chris Bosh's entire career, which spanned 7 years, by the way. 3 playoff games. You won 3 playoff games the first time Kyle got to the playoffs. And all people remember is, he missed the layup against Brooklyn. I'm just saying, like, you need to, at some point, look, I respect Steph Castle. Nothing gives me more displeasure than having to be up here and disrespecting Steph Castle. Steph will be very, very
nothing
lucky.
gives you more displeasure. Sure.
I'm sorry. I was
Ron, I think
high
we all
on
agree
him
that he's
enough
could be
to
better.
have him
Like,
number 1 on my board last year. So
I think
yeah,
we all
you're
agree
gonna
with
tell
Ron
me
there.
Nobody has
I'm
a
a Steph
reason to
hater.
dislike
I'm a
Stephon
bigger San
Castle.
Antonio Spurs fan than you were ever going to be. You are a
I think
you
we all
are
agree
a
with Ron there
Wemby
that he can be
rider.
better.
That's what you are. You were like, okay. I
Oh,
guess-
I'm a rider.
Oh, you were rider. Yep. I hop. Yep.
Oh, I'm a glazer and
You do
stroker.
not. No, you do not. Penn, you do not.
Penn, do you have self-awareness?
Hey, Penn, I ride with you a lot of the stuff that you say, but Penn, you are.
Do you can you look at that box right here in your box, not Chill's box, not Damien's box. Look at your box, the one that's tinted with the red.
Yep.
Do you not know the words that come out of that box?
Yep.
About a certain player?
Penn, you sitting in
because he's
first class
consistently
on that
disrespected.
flight to Scotty Barnes. You sitting first class.
Look, you're getting
And I
triggered
was
right now.
right.
We ain't even said his name.
And I was right. And y'all were wrong. And you're acting like I was crazy for an entire 2 years. Y'all were wrong.
That's not what. See, we're not even talking about that right now.
Yeah.
That's not even what we're talking
you know
about.
what?
See, you're all you just did a front flip on it right there. You just jumped up and
He was like, Damien, I chose the right shaft.
No, hang on. You are not
I
sitting up
chose
here
the right
trying to tell
shaft.
me some deep
Right.
bench player or some star that we are not appreciating enough. You are sitting here talking about one of the most popular athletes in the world, and you're like, yeah, I'm riding with San Antonio. You're not riding with San Antonio.
You're not riding with San Antonio. No, we could both play this game. You're not riding with San Antonio. We're both not.
Do you remember me coming up here last year telling you that I was starting a San Antonio Spurs podcast?
You know what, Penn?
Because they drafted Carter Bryant.
You got it. You the biggest San Antonio fan. You the biggest Dylan Harper fan. You the biggest Wemby fan.
We've had discussions about Dylan Harper on air, and you told me Dylan Harper ain't like that. And then we had a conversation last month where you said, Penn, I was wrong. Dylan Harper is like that. Now you like, nah, we both Dylan Harper.
All right, Penn. And you're Soldier Boy. You're the first to everything. You got it. I want to reverse though, because I do just want to throw this out there. I do just want to throw this out there. Victor Wembanyama has been hurt or missed 3 games in the playoffs. Remember, he got concussed in that game against the Blazers.
Yep.
Had to leave early. He only played 11 minutes.
They
Missed the next game. And then also, remember, he got ejected in that game in game 4. In all 3 of those games, Stephon Castle outplayed De'Aaron Fox. Just want to throw that out there. And in that game where Wemby didn't play at all, you know who was the best player on the floor, including Denny Avdia?
Yep.
Dylan Harper.
33 points and won him that game.
So
Carried the team.
Which game was that, Ron?
I'm talking about game 3 against the Blazers.
Game 3. Now,
What happened in game 4? How come y'all forget about game 4?
No, don't
Game
stop
4 what?
there, Ox. Keep going.
When Fox was cooking, and then Dylan Harper had 2, and Stephon Castle was
game 4.
pedestrian.
Ox, this was in
That was
direct
game 4,
response
right?
to you. This was in I'm saying this is in direct response to you saying, oh, well, when Wemby doesn't play, who has to carry the team and who has to step up? And it looks like it's Stephon Castle that puts on his big boy pants.
No, that's for one game, Ron. That's what
That's
I said.
for one game. I just outlined 3 games in the playoffs where Victor Wembanyama wasn't there.
Games. That's 3 games
In the playoffs, Stephon Castle has been better.
I said the whole entire regular season.
Okay, and I said the whole entire playoffs.
Okay, and that's 3 games as opposed to 20.
What's more important?
20 games in the regular
game 3.
season.
So 20 games in the regular season is more important than game 3 in the playoffs. We're tied 1-1, and Stephon Castle.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all got it.
Because
all right,
no,
man. Let's
I do.
Nah, you got it. You got it. You and Penn got it.
That's obvious.
You and Penn got it.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you don't win those games in the regular season, you end up playing OKC first round.
All right.
Um,
And
that's
I'm
what's
not
right.
even,
Yes,
and
that's what it is.
I'm not even sure
Y'all-
that he even
no,
outplayed
because
him in
this is
those
what
in
y'all
those
do.
20
This-
games.
this is what y'all-
I'm not.
he
No.
did. He
Because we're
did.
not even sure if he outplayed
did.
him in those
We
games.
are.
It might
We
have
are.
been
We
a
were
couple.
all
It might
there.
have been a couple. It might have been a couple games where he outplayed him. I
We were
highly
all
doubt
there.
that if we did the
We
whole
were
20 game
all there.
sample.
We were all there. We all
Okay,
watched
you
it.
watched
We
all 20
seen it.
games. Yeah, you watched all 20 games.
We were all there. So this
okay.
is what I'm saying. You don't try to discredit me now because you understand what it's starting to come to light.
It's not starting. The 3 playoff games are more important than those 20 regular season games.
They're not. See, y'all do this
to
shit
you,
all
they're
the
not.
time.
To you, they're not.
Yeah, they're not. Because what y'all try to not understand all the time is that you have to get through the regular season to get to the playoffs. That's why it's always funny to me when Swiper does it all the time. I know you're not here, Swiper, but I gotta call you out. Is that we'll talk about a player. We'll talk about a whole regular season, and then they'll resort to in the playoffs. We're talking about 3 playoff games as opposed to an 82-game season. The fact that y'all try to hold up these games instead of understanding the foundation, all of that built up. You have to perform here to even get there.
That's true. That's true.
139.
And I'm not saying that those games. I'm not saying those games aren't important.
Without Victor Wembanyama in the playoffs, which you apparently want to talk about right now, IHOP. I'm gonna call you IHOP for the rest of the episode. 139 minutes. Okay. The Spurs have a 110 offensive rating. You know how many minutes Wemby has played without Steph? 74. 117. Let's look at the regular season. Let's see if the little trend continued. Oh, by the way, cheat sheet, it did. Okay. In 758 minutes, the spread is 8.7. 115 offensive rating with Steph on the court without Wemby. When Wemby on the court without Steph, it is 592 minutes at 124 offensive rating. That is up there with basically, let me see, the Denver Nuggets. So basically the Spurs with Dylan Harper off the bench, Dylan Harper on the court, Steph Castle on the bench, Wemby on the court. They are basically the best offensive team.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
What am I talking about?
Damn. What are you talking about?
What did you just say?
You're playing baseball right now. You're playing baseball right now. We are over here playing football. You're playing baseball. You're talking about something that we're not even talking about.
They are 17 points per 100 possessions better when Wemby's on the court without Castle than when Castle is on the court without Wemby. Who is doing the
We're
lifting?
not even talking. Did anybody up here, especially me, did I ever compare Wemby and Stephon Castle and who's more impactful?
You are talking about his impact when Wemby misses games. I'm trying to tell you who he is when Wemby misses games. I'm telling you who he is when Wemby is on the bench.
Now give me De'Aaron Fox's.
De'Aaron
De'Aaron Fox is definitely
Because we're talking about De'Aaron Fox versus Stephon Castle, and here's the thing.
That's right. We need those numbers.
They're obviously going to be worse with Wemby not there. I expect De'Aaron Fox's numbers to fall off too. Like,
let's see.
You're bringing up numbers that don't even add context to our conversation.
Of course, they add context to the conversation. I'm trying to tell you.
No, they will add context if you give us De'Aaron's numbers. Pin. That's all you got to do.
Now hop on that.
Hold up. De'Aaron plus Wemby is in the playoffs plus 14.6.
No, we want the regular season.
Oh, now
the same ones that you pulled up.
I gave you.
I just looked it up. They're very similar, and it's very similar.
Steph plus Wemby in the regular season with Fox off the court. Do I need to have Fox off the court in this situation?
Yeah, everything you just gave us for Steph, you got to give us for Fox.
The smartest man in the world, but you can't put this together. Now all of a sudden you're struggling.
Okay,
let's remove everything you gave us for Castle. You got to give us for Foxy so that we can see.
Come on, Harvard.
Okay, Fox plus Castle together plus
do offensive rebounding percentage as well. Either
Fox without Castle plus 10.4, Castle without Fox plus 11.5. They're basically
no. Fox with Wemby like
Harvard. Come on, you know what we talking about?
Fox with Wemby, no Castle.
And Fox without Wemby.
Okay. So Fox with Wemby plus 15.2. Okay. In 1,047 minutes. Fox plus Castle plus 15.9 in 1,114 minutes. What you're really talking about is one player's ability to synergize another player. And I don't even disagree with that. That's not even what we're talking about.
That wasn't the conversation in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. You just came in and fucked up the whole conversation trying to be wise guy. You messed up the whole conversation.
No, I didn't.
Because I also adjusted. I put 50% accounting for 3-point luck and 50% accounting for.
You should adjust 40%, but whatever. Okay.
40%. Well, the numbers will still basically remain the same. To me, Ox's and Pin's point, with Fox on the court without Castle and or Wemby, and I'm going to do the same thing. Castle on the court without Fox and Wemby.
With each other, but without Wemby.
I think it should be with each other too.
Yeah, with each other, but without Wemby. Yeah.
Well, with each other, but then there's nothing to like gauge as far as who's having more. But when they're on the court with each other without Wemby, they have like a 117.4 offensive rating, right? With Fox on the court without Castle and Wemby, the Spurs still had a 122.5 offensive rating in 715 minutes, which is very good.
Defense wins championships.
116.5 defensive rating, but they were a +6 basically net rating. With Castle on the court without Fox or Wemby, they went all the way down to a 114 offensive rating and a 113.5 defensive rating.
That's because he was playing with Carter Bryant in them. That don't count.
No, but it's like Fox is. I don't even know why we're arguing. Fox is a better offensive player than Stephon Castle.
I said I want the defensive numbers.
Shouldn't even be up for debate.
Argue this. Then this is kind of crazy.
And by the way, I never said that. I never once jumped off that cliff.
And that's all I was saying to Pin and Real Talk. We can't do. We have to do all the numbers to really figure it out. Like we need a Wemby, without Wemby, with each other and without each other to really see the difference. You know
the
what I mean?
best guard for Wemby, in my opinion, is Dylan
Harper.
500 minutes in the regular season. They have a plus 28.6.
That's a fact. They actually guard De'Aaron. I think y'all forget that they actually guard Foxy. You can't not guard him.
I think the point is we all agree
Dylan and
Steph
Wemby
Castle
have the best synergy.
We all agree with
Steph
that.
Castle can be better than Lowry. Is that what you said?
I think we all agree with that. Yeah.
Or maybe
that he can be.
Yeah, he
or
can
that
be.
he is.
No, he can be.
No, sure. Okay, sure. You can be richer than Warren Buffett too. I mean,
Ron, I can't believe you threw off the whole show trying to disrespect Kyle Lowry.
I did. Y'all, Chill asked me a question and Chill couldn't even get through his list.
Recap, where we landed,
you derailed us for 45
Chill couldn't even get through his list because I said I believe Stephon Castle, who has been the second best player on a team, who has been the second best player on a team that could potentially win a championship, is better than Kyle Lowry, who was the second best.
He hasn't been.
Where have you been? Where have you been?
What are you doing? Second best player. What?
All right, we can't go all the way back down this road just to come all the way back to where we are.
Check your stamina. Let's do it again.
Just so you know, Damian,
best player.
Just so we
Do you
clear,
just
Damian.
how do you make basketball
his
teams?
ass
Do you just score for points per game?
No,
and
I
you
watched
glad?
the games.
So you watched yesterday.
Yeah.
No.
You thought that Dylan
No.
Harper
No.
was
I
not
think
better
Melbourne.
than
That's
Steph
where we're
Castle
supposed to land.
yesterday.
No,
That's my
Dylan Harper
feature
made a
there.
couple little pretty moves.
What are we doing in Brisbane? Why are we here?
Yeah, I feel
Steph
you.
Castle was horrible yesterday. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Not watch
All
He
right.
was not good.
Okay.
Yesterday,
See, and
He wasn't
and
horrible?
that. And no,
Not
he
yesterday.
wasn't horrible. But that's another thing too. A lot of times you guys watch basketball the
the game
same way.
before
the sa-
yesterday he was, but not.
a lot of times y'all watch basketball the same way y'all will watch like a sitcom or a movie, and y'all will be like, "Ooh, this character's better than this character because this character looks prettier." You guys like the way that Dylan Harper makes moves and how smooth he is and stuff like that. So you'll automatically just come out and say Dylan Harper is their best guard or most impactful guard or all of this.
After you
logic.
disrespected
Because
Kyle Lowry,
aesthetically
you don't
it
get to
looks
say this. You don't get
I
to
like
say this
Castle
after you
better than Harper.
disrespected Kyle Lowry. No. You disrespected
Why don't I get to say this?
Because you said he had no bag. That's what you were talking about, right?
No. I never said Kyle Lowry had more bag. No bag.
No
I said
bag.
if you're gonna nitpick on Stephon Castle's bag, we can do the same thing with Kyle Lowry. That's what I was saying. If we're gonna talk about Stephon Castle's bag is limited, then let's talk about what bag does he got. I'll be right back. Show you
Thank
guys a
God.
little bag of chips.
Here we go.
We got some peace. We can move on.
Absolutely. So
And also, happy birthday to you, Damian.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
Happy
to you.
birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday to you,
appreciate you,
Damian.
man.
And Ox
Appreciate you.
Jr. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
young
and
fella.
Knox Jr. as well.
Turning
Yeah.
10 years old today. What am I in the fifth grade? I think I'm in the fifth grade at 10.
That's
fourth grade
major.
going
He's
into-
probably already taller than me as well.
Yeah, I'm probably in the fourth grade going into the fifth grade, something like that. Which is
Yeah, so if you Big Ox, what is he? Lil Cattle? What's his nickname?
yeah, what's going
What he
He's,
go by?
he's about to be in the fourth. Damn, he's not taller than you. Remember you just saw him last month. He's not taller than you.
Yeah. He nearly is though. He nearly is.
Are you bullshit, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, big dude. So
Yeah.
oh boy.
Bro, come on, shit.
We don't have to do it. I don't have to show you guys the bags.
Too late.
But if you,
It's too late.
oh, y'all want to see it? Y'all want to see it?
We
All
already
right,
did.
I'm gonna show you guys two bags.
You brought some garbage bags for your takes?
This is Kyle Lowry's bag right here. This. That.
What is going on right now? What is
Kyle
happening?
Lowry.
Where am I?
You guys want to see Pinn's bag when it comes to Scotty Barnes?
What's pitch bag?
Tea bags. Tea bag.
Oh, that's not cool.
All right. Kyle Lowry, Penn Sare basketball.
Oh my god.
Now, thank you to everybody that's in here. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Please become a member. We do have some super chats, so I would like to talk about the super chats. And also, fellas, before this episode ends, I do want to hear everybody's prediction. Game 5, Detroit versus Cleveland. Who do you guys got? But the first super chat I got is from King's Ransom 444. King's Ransom said, chill. 22-year-old Wemby is better than 22-year-old Bron. Wemby right now is the best in the world.
You say so, and that's fine. That's fine.
Here's your basketball knowledge bag. You'll notice it's empty. Bullshit, man.
Hey, Bron fans, I know y'all thought y'all was finna have it. I know y'all thought y'all was finna have it for a good little while. Hey, man, I see y'all been seeing Nick Wright fighting for his life. Nick Wright is on his show on Twitter, or known as X, aka X, fighting for his life with this narrative. But hey, man,
About what?
Wemby
What?
might be better than your guy. It's okay. He might be better
When it's all said and done, or just at 22?
at 22, and when it's all said and done, both. But
22,
At
what?
22.
That was 07 for
that's
Bron?
07. Yeah, that's 07.
The one where he took the Cavs team to
Oh
the
my
finals.
god.
Okay, yeah.
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
if we
say
start getting into
I ain't
some of
gonna say
those
that.
performances, but you know,
I'm not
it's fine.
gonna say
He
shit
got to the
because-
finals. It is what it is.
because they're already saying I'm a Bron Glazer just from what I said yesterday. So I'm a chill. I'm
I'm not mad at the Wemby though. I'm not mad at
I
it.
am, but yeah,
I am
fuck it,
too.
fuck it,
He's
fuck it,
special.
fuck
He's
it,
special. I'm not mad at it.
Fuck it.
Y'all really wait. Hold on. Y'all think LeBron in 07 is better than Wemby right now?
real talk. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Okay, but I understand you're asking a question, real talk. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off a little aggressive. I apologize. I've been triggered already. You know what I'm saying? Just don't say it like that, though. Real talk. I seen things. Like we were all there. We seen things. We can't act like what bro, Bron in 07.
First of all, he was awesome again. And this is what's gonna happen. Watch this.
He was great.
He was excellent. He was.
We're talking about just the regular season because Wemby was on a minutes restriction, if I'm not mistaken. So Wemby wasn't like Wemby was just this superior player. He didn't come back until what was it? Like right before the in-season tournament or something like that. Like he was on a minutes restriction. And then he started ramping himself up throughout the course of the regular season to get busy. And he was getting busy, even on that minutes restriction. I'm not going to argue that point. James, throughout the course of the season, as the anchor for this group, was not on a minutes restriction and getting busy. And then that got transferred over to the playoffs. Not as good of a jump shooter, but got better as the season went on. Got better in the playoffs. One of the best downhill guys in the playoffs. We saw that in the Detroit series. He got busy against that Washington team when they swept them out the playoffs. They had nobody in terms of Anton Jameson or Caron Butler. Shout out to Caron Butler because I know how much Ox loves him. They had nobody who could stay in front of him. Nobody who could deal with him. Just like what's going on with Wemby. And Wemby got. I'm going to use the word slowed down because I'm not going to use the word stop because he did not get stopped. He got slowed down early in this Minnesota series, and then he ramped it back up. When they played against Cleveland, James got Cleveland. I'm sorry, played against the Nets. James got busy against them. Then when they get to the Eastern Conference Championship, I mean, Game 7. Most people only talk about Game 6 because of what James did in Game 6, and he didn't shoot the ball particularly well in Game 7. But if he doesn't do those other things, they're not winning that game. They're not winning.
I think for me, the thing is like, I guess a lot of LeBron fans would think he's like the best 22-year-old ever because he got to the finals. But I don't even think like 22-year-old LeBron's better than 22-year-old Shaq or 22-year-old Kareem. Me personally,
and that's fair. That's fair. My only thing, real talk, is that 22-year-old Bron can do everything Wemby could do.
Okay.
It might not look the same. It might not look the same.
Are you saying his impact is the same, essentially?
His impact clears.
Yeah.
He can block 5 shots a game?
Bron already had that.
Ox, why do you try to act like you're not seeing what you're seeing?
I am seeing what I'm seeing, but why y'all trying to act like y'all didn't see what y'all saw?
No.
So basically, are y'all saying that 07 LeBron would be better than Shea right now? Because that's the conversation around.
Is Wemby better than Shea right now?
I don't think Shea is better than Wemby right now.
Right.
You don't think
Facts.
Wait. So wait. So that's
keep going.
That's what he's saying.
No, you said it right. No, you said it right.
Flip it around.
You said it.
No,
he tried to flip it around.
Bring it back up.
I apologize. Flip that around. I don't think Wemby is better than Shea right now. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he is in that conversation.
So real talk.
He's already a top 5 player.
When people ask
No
you,
doubt.
what was there
He's
ever a
been
time when
top
Shea was better than Wemby? You can point them to May 13th at 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, because that is a moment that it actually was the case. May not be the case tonight, but it is the case right now.
I know y'all really high on Shea and Wemby. I'm high on Shea and Wemby too.
But they ain't Brian. Yeah, I know what their face means.
That's all I got to say about that. Like these dudes are fantastic. These dudes are going to be all time.
Hear this Bron glaze from you because you don't even have them top 5 on your all time list. How?
Look, I want y'all.
That's
I
a
want
gimmick
you,
that-
and I want
that
everybody.
I don't get it.
It's not a gimmick. That all time ranking shit don't mean nothing to me. I don't care about
I know
that
that,
like
but
that.
that's why you have them at 6.
It's because I got.
I never
got these
peeped
players-
that. Real talk.
I got these players over.
Because
These
if
players,
you hear Ox talk about Bron, it's clear as day he thinks he's like one of the 2 best basketball players ever.
No, I don't.
When
Because
you
got
talk
Hakeem.
about
You got.
LeBron, you are very high.
Have you ever heard of me talk about
Way
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Have you ever heard of me talk about Tim Duncan, Michael Jordan? Like
you think Kevin Garnett is
Shaquille
better
O'Neal.
than him?
So are you?
Shaquille O'Neal.
So you just a nostalgia merchant? Basically, like the longer ago they played, the better they were.
That's fine. If that's what you got from that, that's fine. That's fine. These dudes are great basketball players. This has nothing to do with my all-time ranking, okay? And once again,
is LeBron better than Magic?
Shea and Wemby are going to be all-time great basketball players. They are two of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. Shea's one of the top 3 players in the NBA right now. These dudes are great. They're you can't you
is
have
Wemby
I have
better
nothing
than
negative.
Duncan?
I have nothing.
At the same age. At the same age.
If these
Wemby was in Wake Forest. Duncan was at Wake Forest.
All right. Well, at 22.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
22 was Duncan's rookie season. I'm pretty
right.
sure.
So look.
And
Well, look. This has nothing to do with Tim Duncan. This is about 07 LeBron. Like this is. I just think sometimes you guys get to go a little overboard.
If we did an all-time ranking of all-time 22-year-olds, would Wemby not be number 1 on that list?
Not for me, no. But he would
Who's
be in the
number
top
1 on
5.
your list?
But here's the thing, though.
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal does exist.
Yeah.
Okay. So would Wemby be number 2?
Then
LeBron James does exist.
Okay.
I have Wemby third.
Kareem
I
Abdul-Jabbar,
think what's going to
LeBron
be
James,
interesting
these
is like
dudes
what
are real
Wemby
people.
looks like
Wemby
at
wins the
24.
championship this
Like
year.
will Wemby
Does
be
he
better
then
than like
go number
09
one?
LeBron? I think is a more
It depends on what he does to win the championship.
Yeah, we would have to
This-
see how he
This
This
plays.
is
30
like
games
this is like
in the
that.
final.
It's like that crazy question that Ron. I don't know who did it on the PC page talking about Jalen Brunson. If he wins the championship this year, well, does he get carried by OG Anunoby? You know, I want to know how does this happen?
Yeah.
It's like what is going on? The best Nick of all time.
I never like that, like Kendrick Perkins, and I don't really talk much about Kendrick Perkins,
Nick
but
of all time.
I'm telling you guys right now, if you're listening to this, if you ever get a hold of Kendrick Perkins, Kendrick, do yourself a favor. Go do some homework on Walt Frazier. Go find out who Walt Frazier was. Please, before you start running your mouth about big body Jalen Brunson, go do your homework on how awesome Walt Frazier was. Not just as a distributor, he was elite on the defensive side of the basketball, an all-league defender, while being a first-team All-Pro. So when you just talk about him winning an NBA championship, he's the best Knick ever. Go do your homework on Walt Frazier before you talk about him like that. Before you talk about him like that, go do your homework, my man, because you clearly
Also
have
just
not done your homework on Walt Frazier. Clearly.
I would remind people just very quickly. I know this is just quick basketball reference, right? Just quick PRA. But I just want people to understand that 22-year-old Shaq is year 3 Shaq. It's the year they get to the finals. And in that regular season, he averaged 29, 11 and a half, 2.5 blocks. 58%.
And that Shaq
is
punishing Victor
Real
Wembanyama.
talk. Were you
Punishing
watching
him.
I mean, Vic letting that Shaq have it too. Though.
Were you watching the end of the show yesterday when Cho rage quit on us when I told him that DeAndre Ayton had a 5% better shooting percentage in the playoffs?
Please don't do this again, Pam. Please don't.
Why does that bother you so much?
Please
He's
don't do
obviously
this
taking
again.
very different shots. This is like Rudy Gobert has better field goal.
Chill. Where
percentage.
would that put Brunson? Like, where would that put him in Knick folklore? Do you think?
If they were winning an NBA championship, well, Knicks fans, because they haven't won an NBA championship since the year I was born, they're gonna overreact, right? And they're gonna make it seem like, yo, he's better than Ewing, and he's better than Walt Frazier, he's better than Willis Reed, he's better than all of these guys because they haven't done it in such a long time. Ox, what I equate it to is you messing around with homegirl, and you ain't been with homegirl yet. You think this is the best you ever had. Well, the reason why it's the best you ever had, because you waited 6 months for it. But after about 6 months of being in it, you'd be like, you know what? This shit is real regular. This shit ain't really what I thought it was, but it's real good.
You better test try that, love.
You've been waiting 6 months for it. So because you've been waiting so long, by the time
I got something I've been waiting 6 years for.
This is awesome.
I think there's going to be a healthy amount
Yo,
of
you revealing some of the game for real, because I ain't gonna lie. If hey, chat, I'm letting y'all know something right now. If she make you wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it's mid, right? Because if she had that fire and she wanted to keep you around, she would
right from the
already
beginning.
give it to you because she know it's fire and you'll be around.
I need y'all to stop thinking for women, okay?
I'm telling y'all what it is.
I'm telling you
crazy.
that those women that swear they making you wait, they're crazy.
Hey, wait. I'm gonna step in right
they're
now,
crazy.
and I'm gonna step in right now for one reason only. Tomorrow, we have a members only stream at Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We will be starting with this topic. How long should you have to wait for the fortune cookie? How long will you wait for the fortune cookie? And if you crack the fortune cookie and the fortune is not really telling, you know, what are you going to do at that point?
But real talk, there's so many other different reasons to why it could be happening. She might be having you wait because she already getting some on you know what I'm saying, from somewhere else.
These are some uncomfortable truths.
But
she waiting for them or
Fellas, tomorrow, if you guys are pulling up to the members only stream, you will see that we will talk about how long you need to wait for that fortune cookie. How long should it take you to crack the cookie?
Let's get back to it though, because
was the cookie stale?
I don't know.
I've had some whack ass fortune cookies. I'm talking about the real cookies.
I just wanted to
had chopsticks last night, Ox.
She may be waiting for them antibiotics to kick in.
All right.
Whoa. Okay, let's move on. Wrap it before you tap it, fellas. But anyways, I probably won't be there tomorrow, so I just wanted to get that takeoff real quick. But you know that question right there about the whole Jalen Brunson, those questions are meant for accolade merchants. You know, those questions are meant for box score watchers. You know what I'm saying? Those are who those questions are meant for. Because it's so, you know, like for instance, let's use my guy. Let's use Jaylen Brown, for example. That championship, that Finals MVP, that Eastern Conference Finals MVP, didn't do shit for him. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't help him in most debates. You know what I'm saying? Because most people still don't got no love for Jaylen Brown. He couldn't go left. You know what I'm saying? All this, all that. So and you know that's how it should be. That's how it should be. I feel different about Jaylen Brown, but it should be that way. To where you might have won a championship, but how good are you really? Let's not pretend like the best player in the world always wins the championship. So that's for those reasons. It's like if Jaylen Brown wins, if Jalen Brunson wins, or if the Knicks win the championship this year, that doesn't put Jalen Brunson. I never even thought about ranking Jalen Brunson. That's why I was so shocked when I saw that. Like I don't even rank Jalen. So for y'all to ask me the question, like, or not ask me, but ask everybody the question, where does Jalen Brunson rank if they win the championship? When did Jalen Brunson get in ranking conversations?
I think that there's going to be a healthy amount of Knicks fans that put him as number one if they win it. I really do. And it's not just the championship, though. It's not just the championship. It's the like he's done some sacrificing contract-wise for the team as well. He's done like there's going to be people that say he's number one there. Like some people already say like he's well past Carmelo. Like Carmelo.
Oh, see, but that's insane to me. That's insane to me.
Ox, can you please just listen to me? Because this is the third time you did this today. In literally in the last 45 minutes. Stephon Castle and Kyle Lowry just got compared. You lost it off of that. You said that shouldn't be a comparison.
Shouldn't be.
LeBron James at 22 and Wemby at 22 just got compared. You lost it over that. Now you're losing.
I didn't lose it because that's actually respectable.
Okay, but now you're saying with Jalen Brunson being put into the pantheon of Knick greats, if he wins a championship, you're saying that this is insane. My thing is, Ox, you got to understand that there are valid conversations. Whether you believe that this person's better or not, that's not the case. My thing with the whole, even going back to Stephon Castle and Kyle Lowry, that's a conversation that can be had. Like, my thing is, you got to understand why it's a conversation to be had. Jalen Brunson won these guys a championship. How many championships do the Knicks got?
2.
Wait, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all say that and assume that Jalen Brunson is going to be the main. Like they got Karl Anthony Towns.
I mean, but that's a fair assumption, Ox.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fair assumption.
If he is,
why is that a fair assumption?
I mean, in
because
more than likely,
they win when OG Anunoby plays good.
All right, so let's just say, due to the context of the conversation, Jalen Brunson gets Finals MVP. Let's just so he performed well. That's not discrediting anybody, but I'm saying like I think it's safe to assume that Jalen Brunson would need to get Finals MVP for them to play at that level. But everybody has to play good. But Jalen Brunson has to carry the offensive load.
But is it a Finals MVP where him, OG and Cat all have great series, but they give it to Jalen Brunson because, well, it's Jalen Brunson.
He led the team in scoring. Probably.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If he averages 27 and Cat averages 23 and 11 and OG averages 19, locks down. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Locks down SGA because I'm just saying if they beat OKC, relax. I'm not hating on SGA, y'all. I know he can't be locked down. Okay, calm down. But I'm just saying for the context of the conversation, if OG Anunoby has locks up SGA, averages 18 and 5 and 3 or something.
That's a Kawhi Leonard MVP. That's a Kawhi Leonard Finals MVP.
And Karl Anthony Towns averages 23 and 11. Jalen Brunson averages 26, 5 and 6. Like. That's not a carry job by Jalen Brunson. Yes, he will get Finals MVP, but that's not a carry job. So I don't care about necessarily. That's why I'm not an accolade merchant. My tag team partner Mars, if he was here, he'd be here to back me up on this. You don't. Just getting Finals MVP isn't enough. Winning the award isn't enough.
So what about
Jaylen Brown fan saying this is fun?
So Jaylen Brown didn't become an all-time great Celtic because he won.
No,
Jalen Brunson
is better than. And Jason Tatum didn't become an all-time Celtic because they won a championship. Jason Tatum is an all-time Celtic because he is an all-time great basketball player.
No, that's not enough, Ox. Nope, you got to win.
The same way you were talking to me about Clyde Drexler, I think you're heavily underestimating how good Jalen Brunson.
In order for him to get into that,
I think Jalen Brunson is a great basketball player. Y'all never heard me not Jalen Brunson.
Jason Tatum, in
the
order for him to
accolades
get into that
solidify the
conversation,
greatness. That's the thing, man.
In order for him to get into that conversation with Bird and all of those guys, Kevin McHale, in order for him to get in that conversation, he had to win. He had to be an all-pro.
Respectfully, he's still not in that conversation though. Like he's an all-time Celtic, but he's not in. He's nowhere near a Larry Bird conversation.
I don't think he's as good as Bird. I'm not going to argue that. I don't think he's as good as Russell. I'm not going to argue that. But the point is that in order for him to get in that conversation, it can't just because he's got a step back three or he averaged 27 a game. He's got to win. He has to win.
And he said that himself, Chill. Jason Tatum said that himself. He said he knew he had to win to be. Yeah,
They had to. It's not going to be enough just to be. It's not going to be enough just to be a bucket getter. It's not just going to be enough to just be a great floor leader or distributor. No, it has to lead to something, and it has to lead to winning.
I don't
know about Charles. If Brunson wins, real talk, and he's like Finals MVP, like I'm okay if he's top 3 Nick. If he's top 2,
they're going to
get.
Yeah, why is he not a better Nick than Carmelo?
Because he's not as good of a basketball player as Carmelo.
This is not, and Dwayne Wade isn't a good as basketball player as LeBron James, but he had better heat than LeBron James. Ox.
That's true. That's true.
He was there a lot longer, and at one point, at Dwayne Wade's peak, he was on the same level as LeBron James.
Ox, Carmelo was only there for 5 years.
Okay, and Jalen Brunson's been there for what? 4? This is his 4th.
I think this is 5th.
Okay, so they've been there for the same time. And Melo, it was better. Like, please, none of y'all, please try to tell.
I really don't know.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
I really don't know. I really don't know. Hey, real talk. I can say this. Now, I know you guys didn't know me in 2011, 2010, 2009, 2012, 13, and all of that. Ox knows. I was the biggest Carmelo Anthony fan in the world. Hey, I'd argue you down to your draws that Melo was better than Bron. Knowing he wasn't, but I'll still do it just because that's how much I like Melo. But being able to look back now that the fandom is gone, if we're just talking about getting buckets, which that's essentially what both of those guys did, Melo didn't really give you too much elsewhere. If we're just talking about getting buckets, we can have a conversation.
Who's a better playoff scorer between the two?
And then let's talk about that. Who's actually won more for the New York Knicks? Let's talk about that. Yeah. If Carmelo goes to the finals, he is better as a Knick than Carmelo Anthony was. And to me, it's nothing to talk about. He don't even got to win a championship. Just go to a finals.
I'm not mad at it. But these two different conversations, though.
And these last 4 years, that's what I'm thinking.
Player for player. I get like Ox's point. Ox's point is like player for player. Melo's better than Brunson, but that's not the conversation. The conversation is who's the greatest Knick ever. They're two different conversations. Like there's a difference between being the best player in franchise history and the best player to ever wear that said jersey. I think they're two different things. So I'm with you, Ox. Like I think Melo player for player is probably better, but like
You're all wrong.
I mean, even that's a debate. But
Why are
like,
we
Is
wrong,
it because,
Penn?
is it because Patrick Ewing,
as a
is it
Nick-
because
as a
Patrick
Nick
Ewing missed that
Brunson's
layup?
That was in '95.
as a Nick Brunson's gonna end.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, is that the reason why Patrick Ewing ain't getting no layups?
Patrick Ewing is better than Brunson.
Yes, he the best
Yeah,
Nick
Patrick
ever.
Ewing's got it right now.
Yeah, but is it because that missed layup that we're not?
No, actually, I got a
Pat?
soft spot for missing layups.
Respect Latrell Sprewell, please. Thank you very much.
Hey, shout out Latrell, shout out Allen Houston. I love those dudes, but let's be for real for a second. Like it's no.
We are
it's
being for real.
Penn, in
no-
your
it's
estimation,
no way
Penn, in
Patrick
your
Ewing-
estimation, Jalen Brunson been with the Knicks. I want to say since 22. The 22-23 season was his first season with the Knicks. So he's been there. What I think we're in year 4. In the 4 years that he's been there, what season in your estimation is better than the 2012-2013 season for Carmelo Anthony?
None. There is.
Who are you
This
asking?
individual impact versus impact on winning. Like if we're just talking like pure score, pure talent, yeah, of course. Every season of Carmelo's prime is better than every season of Jalen Brunson's prime. But it's like overall impact on winning requires sacrifice.
Sure.
You know, did Carmelo have sacrificed to win enough in New York for you to put him in that conversation? I'm sorry, winning has to matter for something.
It does matter.
It's not
a
his
team
fault
sport.
when they played
This
Indiana.
shit ain't
J.R.
tennis.
Shifton hit the side of a
Nah,
barn.
this shit ain't tennis, bro. You don't get to.
I know it's
you don't
not
get to
tennis.
hype-
It's not his fault. J.R. Smith couldn't hit the side. He couldn't hit the side of anything. J.R. Smith was out there playing ass against Indiana. That's not Melo's fault. It's not Melo's fault that Amari Stoudemire lost his mind and punched the wall. That's not Melo's fault. That these dudes can't control their
get your
tempers.
squad in order. That's some
Yeah,
leadership
Melo, be a
right
leader.
there.
To Bronson.
Right.
There you go.
Right. You're right.
Yo, but fellas, as much as I would love to continue this conversation,
Carmelo Anthony. I'm sorry, it just needs to be.
Look, man, like if you get to
Jalen
the
Brunson
finals,
is a better
if
offensive
you
player.
get to the finals, if you're the best player on a team that gets to the finals, and you get a lot of credit for that, okay? Which means that if you don't get to the finals, you should take a bit of the blame for that too. If you never get out of the first round, if you never make it to the conference finals, you should take some blame for that. So, quite frankly, as high
This
as I
ain't
am
tennis.
on Tracy McGrady's, hey man,
This ain't tennis.
I'm trying to tell you, the greatest player on your team has a disproportionate impact on your team.
This ain't tennis.
Okay. And I'm trying to tell you yesterday to put this into context, right? What was it? The Spurs, right? It was 61-61. And then the Spurs went on a 65-36 run. Who took reign? Who took the reins? The best player on the court.
Probably Dylan Harper.
Victor Wembanyama and Dylan Harper went insane. So, to be fair, the best player has to show up in those big moments. And to me, sometimes those big moments
And Melo
came up
just
a little
never
bit short.
showed up.
I mean, Melo was awesome, bro. Like I was a big Carmelo Anthony fan. You don't need to remind me. In 2003, the draft lottery, it was supposed to be the Raptors getting the number 3 pick, and I was very convinced that Carmelo Anthony was going to come to Toronto and deliver championships the way he had delivered a championship for Syracuse. I watched that Syracuse team with him and Hakeem Warwick. That was my favorite college team of all time. I watched Carmelo in high school. I was debating whether he was on the level of LeBron because they were going back and forth. And I'm like, oh, he could be better. He was amazing. But the NBA pro career post Denver did not turn out that way.
He was awesome.
I don't even think Melo's best year is in New York. I think
cold.
Melo's best year is 09.
Denver, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
100%.
He was still better than most people.
The year
when
that
he
they
was
went
in
to the
New
West
York.
Final.
In
He was
the
cold,
year
man.
that Chill brought up, in the playoffs that year, shooting 40% from the field, 29% from 3. Like,
Bro, sometimes
Chill, that
I'm
year-
sure
that
I
year
can
he
find a
had-
Jalen
can't-
Brunson year like
you can't
23,
have much.
24.
when he
where
averaged
clearly-
28,
He had
Carmelo-
he averaged
I think
28 and 7.
Carmelo's career
Yeah.
is so weird because he won in college as by far the best player on his team. He won with the United States, and he was sometimes, very often, their best player down the stretch of those games. So you really can't tell me he's a losing player, right? This is not one of those things where you get to say he's empty calories and whatever. No, he was absolutely a winning player. He just has some very, very bad luck with
Ben,
roster constructions.
We don't get it. You don't get that pass though. If you like it, either you're a winner or you're a loser. And like this is with all due respect, I love
that
Carmelo
black and white,
Anthony's
Ron?
one.
Is
It's
it that
that black and white, chill. It's that black and white. It's really that. We can't put context behind it and
What
come
are
up
you?
with excuses. You can do that, but Carmelo Anthony, buddy, you went to one conference finals, if I'm not mistaken. You went to one, right?
In the toughest conference,
Yeah.
in the tougher conference, can
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Ron, you're the one.
Is Dame a winner?
Come on, dog. No. No. And here's the thing, though. It's nothing wrong with it. It's because it's a ton of NBA players that came through and didn't win anything.
Is Kyle Lowry
It's
the winner?
only yes.
Okay.
It's only a select few of guys that get a chance to grace that Larry O'Brien trophy. Not everybody does. And how Ox says it, and Penn, even how you just said it. Some guys have good luck, some guys have bad luck. And how Ox always says, it's not fair for everybody. It's not fair. Not everybody's dealt the same hand. But at the end of the day, it's either you're a winner or you're a loser. Carmelo Anthony, T-Mac, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, James Harden. Unfortunately, you guys were great basketball players. You were great basketball players. In what conversations? In what conversations?
Carmelo Anthony had gold medals. He had a national championship.
Them niggas had gold medals too.
In
What?
Tracy McGrady conversation.
See, this whole thing, like this dude, Marty Super, said Carmelo took the money versus going somewhere to make a championship run. But if he does make a championship run, what you're going to do is go, well, he needed Derrick Rose in order to do it. He needed this dude in order to do it.
Whoa,
So it's a double-edged sword.
Do y'all know?
It's
I mean,
always some bullshit with these dudes. If I go somewhere and sacrifice,
That was a
well, you needed this
criticism
dude in
that
order
was-
to do it. You needed that dude in order to do it. Even though we all need somebody in order to do it.
Okay.
It's always
Tracy
some
McGrady's
bullshit.
better
You
than
know who
Carmelo.
was supposed to be the third
And that is
guy
a fact.
You know who was supposed to be the third guy in Miami, right?
Who was supposed to be
Supposed to be
Carmelo
Melo.
Anthony.
It was supposed to be
Mhm.
Melo.
It was supposed to be Melo.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah. Melo
But
got
he
really
took the
cool
money.
for that.
So the thing,
Yeah.
the thing about it is when we were up here talking about he shot this percentage, that he averaged 29.
By the way,
You know what I'm saying?
By the
he
way,
averaged 29.
He was cold, man.
which
These
I
are
seen him.
these
I
are-
seen him
these
have.
are the
I seen him have
playoffs.
50 one
and
time
Ox,
in
please don't
Miami.
leave out that
Old Chop.
29. Don't leave out that 29 that he averaged in 13. That was good enough for numero uno in the league. That was good enough for numero uno.
Melo was like
and
that.
I'm
Like,
talking
it
about.
ain't-
I'm
it
talking
ain't
about.
no
the
mistake
playoffs.
about it.
Jalen Brunson, you know,
That's not the conversation, though. Single season
No,
peak
it's not.
is not the
It's
conversation.
not. To
we're
your
having.
point, Damien. To your point, Damien. It's about who in a Knicks uniform for the time that they were in the Knicks uniform. Who was better? And Jalen Brunson right now took his team deeper in the playoffs, sacrificed more. People look at the fact that he took a discount to get some other players in here. He did
He's
do that.
also
While
adjusted his game. He's playing more off ball with Mike
Yes, he
Brown
is.
and stuff like that.
Carmelo
Melo
Anthony was not trying to hit coming
He
off the
wasn't
bench.
willing
Carmelo
to adjust
Anthony-
his game.
No,
I'm
the man.
Who's a better jump shooter, Carmelo Anthony?
And
or
he's a
Jalen
better
Brunson?
passer too.
He's a better
Like
passer. Like
he damn near a
not-
more willing defender as well.
I'm not going that far.
I said
I'm
willing.
not-
I said willing.
Those are things
I
Melo's
never
a
said
fucking
better.
rebound.
I
Melo's
said
a fucking
willing.
rebound.
Hey, at least this nigga step in and try to play some defense.
those
Like
things
yeah, you're
make
gonna
sense.
cook me, but at least I'm gonna try to put up a fight.
Now Jalen
Hey,
Brunson's
Carmelo
an elite
just be
distributor
giving
now.
the draws up. Like, here, take it.
Now Jalen
Carmelo liked
Brunson
the
is a
rebound.
god level distributor.
Who's
Here we
next?
go.
Who's next?
But fellas, we can continue this conversation for hours on end. But we got super chats, and I want to respect these good people's money. So I'm gonna run to the first super chat from Ponzu Hat. Ponzu Hat said, "We really spent 2 hours yesterday talking about an uninteresting sweep and a player who hasn't played all playoffs long over a historic second half. Dub discussions."
Discussions.
You know what I'm
Did we waste the people's time today?
We damn sure did talk about Wemby getting busy yesterday, though, didn't we?
Yeah,
damn
we
sure
did because we were
Damn
supposed to
sure did talk
preview
about
Game
that,
5, and we
Yeah,
didn't.
we did. Even though if Donovan Mitchell doesn't do what he did yesterday, they go down 3-1, and that series is over tonight.
Chill.
That series is
I
done.
do want to let
Saying
you know if
uninteresting
there was
is
only
subjective,
one
man.
game yesterday, like there's only going to be
The day
one
before-
game
the day
today.
before yesterday is what I meant.
I know I'm saying it was 2 games that were played, and unfortunately, the greatest team of our era advanced to the next round, and they left some questions about the greatest franchise of all time. I'm saying like tomorrow we'll probably only have one game to talk about, so we'll probably talk a little more about that game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You guys can't always send through super chats and ask about said players and said games. Y'all waited to the 3rd hour to send through a Donovan Mitchell super chat.
I will guarantee you, even we were supposed to preview Game 5 today.
Yes, sir.
I know we didn't because it involves Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Ron has put a moratorium. He'd rather talk about tea bags, plastic bags. He'd rather talk about condoms than talk about Donovan Mitchell right now. So I'm gonna say this. Tomorrow, somehow, you can be talking about Walt Bellamy. I guarantee you be talking about the 60s. You be talking about plumbers and firemen. You'll talk about another sport before you bring up the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. You want to pretend this series does not exist.
And you want to know one thing I can guarantee we won't talk about tomorrow?
What's that?
Scotty Barnes, Kyle Lowry.
I can guarantee you not a single Raptor will be talked about tomorrow on the show. I guarantee you. Chat, I dare you niggas to send through a super chat about the Raptors. I dare you to do it.
You better fire me tonight. Because if I'm on the show tomorrow,
I'll do you a better one than tonight.
Right now,
come here. Hey, come sit right here, buddy.
You want to
guess what?
Okay. Go ahead.
Nah, Penn, I'd never do that to you. I'd never do that to you. But anyways, Icarus sent through a super chat and said, "No, Wemby is just a bully. Chet did nothing wrong in terms of Wemby wanting to, go at Chet in the whole rivalry and everything."
I don't know what it is, but whenever he see Chet, it's like fire. Man, it's like fire in his eyes. You shouldn't even be talking about me and this dude in the same conversation.
You know them Frenchies be, man. I'm better than everybody. Woo 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 woo, smoking them long ass Corella Deville cigarettes and shit. Like, get this peasant out of my face.
Peasant.
That's why Mars acts like that.
Peasant.
That's how these niggas be acting. Like, calm
makes
down,
sense.
bro.
Makes
Nobody
sense.
think about
French.
your big ass.
But,
Might as well.
Y'all been to France before?
Penn, you're. What are you?
Serbian, American.
Where do you live?
Same shit.
You're not Canadian.
Okay.
Mars is a Frenchman that lives in England.
What?
Mars is a French man
I thought he was
that lives in England.
I thought he was a Jamaican that lived in
Yeah,
Alabama.
he's
My
Jamaican,
bad.
isn't he?
And
Yeah,
French.
man.
All right.
Ciao,
All
man.
right.
In French.
He's French too. I
Mars
know he
is
was
a majority
with the
French.
Jamaicans when we was in L.A. Them was his people.
Mars freaking bread too, by the way. Yes, he did. Mars definitely freaking
They did take a liking to him. Yeah, they did.
Shout out Mars, man. Continue your low management, man. We need you back at full health when you're ready to play some ball. The Trib One said, "I effing love this league, bro. 6 years ago, it was up in the air whether or not the star power would fall off. Now look at it. We have generational level producers at the top more than ever, probably, or more probably than ever."
I always feel like the league will always be in good hands. Like I just think that there's always going to be someone who carries the torch. And if we go on the history of the league, I think that's been the case. So people don't have to ever worry that there's not going to be enough star power. I think that's always going to be there.
always going to be ballers.
Scotty got your back, bro.
Always. We ain't got to worry about that. Always going to be ballers in the league. Always.
I do think it's interesting though that we really were feeling like we were coming on a crisis. Bron's gonna be gone, Steph's gonna be gone, KD's gonna be gone, Harden's gonna be gone, Kawhi's he just really wasn't there at that moment in time. What's his name? Joel Embiid injured and all of that. Like Russ, it was for a second, it was dark times. And we were thinking, all right, is Jason Tatum going to be the only superstar up next? Ant was still young. He was still real young. So it was like, we don't really know, but might have things changed.
Ron, you think those was dark times? So imagine losing Magic in 91. Imagine losing Bird in 92. Imagine Jordan quitting in 93.
Damn.
And then Isaiah Thomas, right after him in 94, blows his Achilles.
Quitting.
See, stop worrying about
quit.
people quit jobs every day. That doesn't make them any less.
I bet you anything when LeBron retires, you won't call it quitting.
Well, those two things aren't the same thing because he actually came back to his job.
Okay, got you.
Those two things are not the same thing. But I'm saying, Ron, imagine the time that we were in. So we lose Jordan, we lose Magic in 91, we lose Bird in 92, we lose Jordan in 93, then we lose Isaiah Thomas in 94.
It was
wild.
That's kind of crazy.
It was super wild. Yes, we did get Shaq.
But chill. Who did you get in 93?
Who did we get in 93? We got Weber in 93. We got Penny Hardaway in 93. We got
Shaq,
Mashburn in 93.
Shaq was already there.
Shaq was already there.
In 92. Who'd you get in 94?
Hakeem stayed. Hakeem was there.
Shaq was an
Yeah,
all-star as a
Olajuwon-
rookie as well. Like, people
Olajuwon
knew
was
he was
there.
gonna
Yes,
be,
sir.
yeah.
And then
Who'd you get in 94, Chill?
1994, we got Big Dog. We got Jason Kidd. We got Grant Hill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who'd you get in 95?
95, we got Garnett. We got Sheed. We got Jerry Stackhouse. Who else was running around during that time? That 95 draft was a really good draft, too, by the way.
Who did you get in
In
2001?
In 96 goes without saying.
Sure.
So it's like, you know, hey, that's just how the league goes. Like you lose guys, but also, you know, that new crop of guys is gonna come in eventually.
Yeah.
And also too, like one thing that we didn't know back in 2020, we didn't know how long these guys were gonna stick around and be this elite. If I would have came on the panel and told you guys in 2020 that LeBron James will still be playing at an elite level in 2026. Steph Curry will be at an elite level in 2026. Kawhi, KD, and just listed all of these guys, you guys would think I was bugging.
I would, to be honest with you, Ron. If you told me in 2020 that James in 2020, 6 years from now, Chill, he's still going to be awesome, playing at an all-pro level, I'd be like, get the hell out of here. You wow.
I'm going to
You
let
ain't
y'all
lying,
have
though,
that
Ron,
one
'cause
because
look,
I
'cause
heard
the
y'all
90s
talking about that yesterday. But LeBron James was not an all-pro this year. It's not.
Thank you. LeBron is
he
literally
only played-
addressing.
I said at an
He
all-pro
wasn't an
level.
all-pro.
I ain't say he was an all-pro.
Did you catch
but at an
LeBron
all-pro
James?
level.
Chill.
All-pro
I know
level in the
LeBron is your
playoffs, not in the
GOAT, so I
regular
just want to. I want to tread carefully when I say this because I don't want you to rage quit like yesterday. I don't want to do that whole DeAndre Ayton thing. And don't worry, I'm not going to bring up the fact that DeAndre Ayton has a higher field goal percentage in the playoffs as well. What I will ask you is, do you remember LeBron in his post-game presser addressing that he has never been a third option in his life before, that he embraced a new role? How is a third option the face of the league? How is a third option an all-NBA player? What are we doing here? He was not an all-NBA player this year. He was an all-NBA level. He was an all-NBA impact. He was an all-NBA defense. He was not all-NBA.
I think he was an all-star level player, but he was
an all-star for sure.
He was all-star. He wasn't all NBA. But in the playoffs, he was.
You have to be a first option basketball player to be an all NBA guy. Like that's crazy.
You at least have to be a second option. You ever see a third option be all NBA?
He wasn't a second option this season?
Draymond Green.
Not according to him, Chill. He said he embraced a new role. You caught it, right?
Yeah, he said okay. There's a
He
difference.
said I was a third option this year.
Okay.
I've never been a third option anywhere
Man,
in my
people
life.
are
He
saying
said he was a third
anything.
option.
But also,
Shay was just saying
He
that,
was a third
that
option.
AJ's the best player. Was the best player in the series. Come on, bro. Like
Didn't
you
play
was
By the way,
saying
but
that-
him, Reeves,
as a
and
third
Luka
option
didn't actually
with Kevin
play that
Durant
much
on the
together,
crew?
by the way.
Yeah, and that's another fair point, Damian. But y'all, we do got to keep it pushing. I want to make sure I get through these super chats.
Shit, act like Scotty Barnes wasn't a third option most of the season.
Damian Thurman became a YouTube member. Shout out to
Just
Damian
rage
on the
bait,
panel.
Just Euro it.
Shout out to Damian on the panel. And shout out to Damian Thurman.
RJ Barrett? Ever heard of
IMG
RJ Barrett?
Dame
RJ was
also
a third
became a YouTube member. Shout out to
Ever heard of
IMG
Quickly?
Dame. Shout out to Dame on the panel, and shout out to IMG Dame. Shout out to all the Damians out there as well. We have another member, Jordan Baker 2517 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Jordan Baker. The next super chat that I got is from Brian Cook. Brian Cook said, back in early 2025, I thought the Spurs could challenge OKC to win a chip in Wemby's third year. All that Batman training in the summer wasn't for nothing. He wants to win now. He will save Gotham. Willie.
He's
I
not
mean,
healthy.
technically, Gotham is New York, so Jalen Brunson is Batman in this NBA right now.
Jalen Brunson is Penguin.
We're gonna stop disrespecting Jalen Brunson like this.
Who's Catwoman? Pen?
Yeah, who's Catwoman?
Karl Anthony Towns, obviously. This is
Exactly.
the shit right.
Hey, Penguin and Catwoman teaming up. That's fire. Tim E. Hoops said, all you guys do is argue about random topics and just derail from the main talking point. Penn is snarky and likes to cause trouble. Penn, are you snarky?
Yeah, for sure.
Were you a troublemaker in school, Pen?
Was I a troublemaker? Yeah, absolutely. I got sent to detention and a lot. Yep.
He's right. You are a snarky little fella. Demente Carter.
It's Diamante.
Diamante Carter.
It's Diamante. I don't know why the fuck I'm saying Diamante.
2019 isn't peak Kyle Lowry.
Diamante Carter said Kyle Lowry stats in the 2019 playoffs. 15, 5, and 6. Wow. Shooting 35% from 3. Woo. Stephon Castle, playoff stats. 19, 6, and 4. Shooting 39% from 3. Kyle Lowry peak isn't even better than Castle's start.
I promise you those 3-point attempts are not the same.
They are.
They are not.
I promise.
Not peak Kyle Lowry anyway.
Exactly.
See, now that
noticing things.
That
is L basketball.
It's L maths. Exactly.
There you go.
I thought Buddy was spitting. Shout out my man Diamante. Green 2986 said Castle has guarded the best opposing player while being the second most consistent offensive player for his team regular season and playoffs. And you guys have the nerve to sit here and talk about some D. Harper Fox? Stop the disrespect.
You what the hell? Ron, get off your burners.
Yeah.
That is your burner. There's no way there is another human being in the world that agrees this much with your bullshit take. That's crazy.
Hey man, chat clears.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting Dylan Harper, man. Like, you just open your fucking eyes to what you're watching.
This what I'm talking about right here. This what I'm talking about right here. The word disrespect.
Yeah,
it's like when you telling the truth is not disrespect. We have to grow as people and converse and have more conversation with people in regular day life and understand what is disrespectful and what is not disrespectful.
Please,
saying that somebody is better at this than you is not disrespecting you. I don't care if you worked your whole life for it or how much work you put in or who you think you are. But the word disrespect is just it's so overly used. It's not.
It just is, Ox. It really is. Green 20, 29, 86. You know what's disrespectful? Stephon Castle suck. He shouldn't even be on the floor. Why is he even in the NBA? What is this dude doing? He doesn't do anything for the San Antonio Spurs. That's disrespectful.
Unless it's true.
Unless it's true, but it's not true.
Is it disrespectful for me to say peak Kawhi is better than peak Shaq? Is that disrespectful?
Yes, that is disrespectful.
It's wrong.
I'm talking about 2 times Finals MVP. It could be wrong for sure.
It's wrong. It's not disrespectful. It's just wrong.
So let me translate. It's disrespectful when it affects a player that I deeply care about, and when I don't care about the player, I don't give a shit. It's slide off my back.
That's not. But what I'm saying is, regardless of if some people take it that way, that's not real life. That's also another version.
Young talks.
That's also just another version of not understanding what this word means. That's not disrespectful. That's just somebody having a difference of opinion, and then other people being soft about the difference of opinion. I'm not disrespecting somebody because I think this and I think that. Now, if I'm calling you out your name and saying that you're not intelligent because you think this, or you must not know how to read because you think that, or you know what I'm saying? Like, that's disrespectful.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying. If I call being snarky people, you know what they say about them. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
what do they say about snarky people?
I can't say it on national YouTube. But anyways, you know what I mean? Like,
YouTube, by the way.
you know what I'm saying? It's like we got to just calm down. It's not that big a deal. Nobody disrespected Stephon
It's not
Castle.
a personal ad hominem laced attack. It's not disrespectful. Am I getting that straight?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Man.
All right.
It's got to be true.
NHF Ron said WemVP putting BTA to the Wolves tomorrow. Also, OKC. Be ready, because this man is the only man in the world who could stop Shea.
Yeah, he's not stopping Shea.
By the way, the games are Friday. There are no games tomorrow.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both games are Friday. I think so. Let me see.
I'll get to the bottom of that right now.
Yeah, there isn't no games tomorrow.
Yeah.
No games on Thursday.
I don't think it's going to be no games on Saturday either. Well, actually, there isn't no games on Saturday.
Because I mean, those other series are over. So
that's right.
All right.
We're blaming Philly for this. we gotta blame Philly and the Lakers for this bullshit. Having to go without basketball during the playoffs.
Blame y'all for trying to act like Paul George could get this team to.
And Ron, we ain't even talk about Daryl Morey ass getting the gate. By the way,
how
we didn't even talk about Daryl Morey ass getting the gate.
He got what he deserved.
You know who would have talked about that?
Nick Ness is next.
Kyle Lowry was our host. We would have talked about Daryl Morey getting axed first thing. But unfortunately, you are host. We had to talk about Kyle Lowry and Steph Castle for some reason.
You gotta go.
You know, I don't got the same bag as Kyle Lowry.
Because moving off of McCain was a fireable offense. Yes, it was. But signing Paul George to $200 million, them walking papers are definitely drawn up. Yes, they are.
That was so crazy. I tried to tell you. Remember I told y'all Paul George ain't nothing but Tobias Harris. And then Tobias Harris, and then Tobias Harris ended up being better. That shit was great.
That is crazy.
I said he was.
Paul George disrespect on this platform, and yes, I'm back using the word.
He deserves it all. Real talk.
No, y'all
he deserves every last piece of disrespect.
It's the truth. Real talk. It's not disrespect. It's the truth.
What I want to know is how the hell did Nick Nurse keep his job through this?
They like Nick Nurse, man.
He must got some blackmail. So he got some photos of somebody.
They like Nick Nurse. When you win a championship, you get a lot of grace.
Well, Kawhi Leonard ain't coming to coach that team, Damian.
I know. Oh, he might.
You never know.
If Pablo does his job right.
Hey, Kawhi and Philly
might be the only option for Kawhi.
Kawhi and Philly's interesting.
But all right, y'all. The next super chat is from.
Yeah, he got your nigga.
I hate
it.
I hate sucker shit.
As you were saying, Ron was moving on.
The next super chat is from Tupac Westside. Tupac said people didn't expect Muggsy Bogues to be so good in that era solely because of his height. Instead, he let it be his superpower.
That was about Wemby. We were talking about Wemby being as big as he is. And it worked.
He didn't let it define him,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was his superpower. I think he just got really good at basketball. Like being short is never an advantage of basketball. It wasn't his superpower.
I agree.
He just got good.
I agree. As a 5'11" guy who has been
Carson, I could get with this
into
logic.
A lot of backboards.
Carson, I could definitely get with that logic. I think Wemby, he's here, and we're going to see more of him, barring injury. Like I said, Ron, all I want is a decade. Anything if I could get more than that, that's extra. All I want is 10 years. That's it.
Yeah, y'all got to stop doing this shit with Wemby. He has not given you any inclination that he has anything in common with these 7'3", 7'4" stiffs. You see other 7'4" players move; they don't move like him. Cannot keep holding him to that standard.
Yeah, but he is an anomaly on him will also be the
time.
Chill.
The
in life,
demand on him though will be
chill. Have you ever seen a black swan? Chill.
I have, yes.
You've seen a black swan?
Yes, I have.
Was it a once in a lifetime event?
I've never seen one again.
That's the whole point. You don't use the rule to talk about the outlier. You know,
real talk. You're from Houston. You should know
the exception isn't the rule.
I
get that point. Yes,
we've seen a big dude like this move before.
Right.
We've absolutely seen somebody like his height run and jump and dribble and shoot.
But Penn, I think Penn, where the divide is between you and me is that you forget that guys that are that big, and we're talking about not just genetics, but we're talking about physically. When you start to turn and we're talking about bumping, like those limbs, right, and those things on them, I think they wear on them more than smaller people. That's just the way that is.
Now, it depends on the load and the distribution. Like I've been learning a lot about this stuff in terms of like the body and stuff, and like it really does matter if he was 400 pounds at 7'6", or if he was 300 pounds at 7'6", we could talk about that because that's load, But his game, like the way that he did all the barefoot training and stuff, I realized a lot of people don't really respect barefoot training and all the flexibility work that he does and the crawling work that he does. But he understood very early that he had to prepare for this. So, when people talk about him being injury prone because they compare him to Yao and Ralph Sampson and Arvydas Sabonis and all these other guys who had injury issues, bro, this is a completely different body type.
But do you have concerns, Penn, do you have concerns though that he's playing in an era that's going to ask so much more of him physically than those guys did in their era?
No, because he planned for it. He planned to play in this era. He didn't plan to play in the 80s and 90s. He planned to play in this era. Now, I'm not saying he's not more likely to be injured than an average, 6'5" guy, but I don't think he's more likely to be injured than an average 7'1" guy. Put it that way.
All right, y'all. The next super chat is from NY Kareem. Kareem said the terrorist thinking basketball claims that Wemby is a better defender than Pippen, Tim Duncan, KG,
David Robinson,
and Karl Malone. Thoughts?
He a better defender.
The fact that you put Karl Malone in all defensive talks shows me that you are a terrorist.
Malone was an awesome.
Who's he talking about?
He wasn't Wemby good though. No.
Karl Malone wasn't Wemby good, and you think you're.
He was not. He was not Wemby good as a defender. No way.
But who's the terrorist?
Thinking basketball. He thinks thinking basketball is a terrorist because he's stupid. That's why he's calling thinking basketball a terrorist because he's dumb as shit. Not thinking basketball is dumb as shit.
So thinking basketball isn't actually thinking basketball.
No. Thinking basketball is smart. NY Kareem is dumb as shit.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
The Trib One said Denver better get their shit right before the Lakers come and swoop him up. Sign and trade Reeves for a Detroit Piston and picks. Sign Bron and Marcus, Lakers and 6. Sign and trade Reeves for a Detroit Piston.
What other options do the Lakers?
Pistons?
What other options do the Lakers have except running
Jalen Duren?
Except if it's either blow this thing up or run it back. Because if you've seen the free agent market,
they got enough space for Duren. Yeah, they got enough space for him.
If you've seen the free agent market, I mean, it's not that plentiful. If we being honest, right?
We either finna get Giannis chill or it is finna be like
free agency is sort of dead anyway. But yeah. You want to bring back Marcus Smart? Real talk. You want to bring back Marcus Smart?
I mean, sure. I guess, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess, man.
He played
on the balance of things.
He played like 55 games in the previous 2 years, and he played 60 plus this year. This might be an outlier season for him health wise.
And he's still missed the chunk of games. Yeah,
and he's 32, going on 33. So,
all right. Thickest Pilot said the Spurs are a great team. Wemby is great even this early, but I see holes. That youth comes out more often than I like in these games.
And meanwhile they winning, and they still winning. So, I mean, I think that's what makes a great team great. The fact that the holes that we do have, we have great players to cover up those holes more than we don't.
You really think they're on that level of OKC, huh? You really think they're right there? Am I getting that sense from this panel that you think like if it's these two teams, it's like a tossed up?
I don't think they're that far away, Penn. To be honest with you, I don't. I don't think they're that far away from. It's one of those things that
we will see.
If San
OKC's not even healthy.
If San Antonio beat them, like if San Antonio beat them, I wouldn't be like, oh shit. But on the flip side to that, Penn, if Oklahoma City mopped them dudes out the playoffs, I wouldn't be like, oh shit, neither. That wouldn't blow my mind.
This was one of the other reasons, though, why I asked you, Chill, the other day, if it's in OKC's, like in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, you want to finish series early, but in the grand scheme of things, are the Spurs better placed to go toe-to-toe with them now because they've gone through a bit of they're sort of a little bit more battle-tested on this run? And Shea talked about actually him being like underperforming after the Lakers series. He says, I got to be better. I was a bit rusty, all these different things. And sometimes there's a combination of like those things can be equalizers in a series. You know, Shea's not playing his best basketball. Them haven't really been tested in a playoff scenario, whereas Wemby is playing some of the best basketball of his career, and the Spurs seem to be clicking into gear at the right time. Maybe that's a sort of storm in a teacup type situation when they do meet, that they're almost on equal playing field. I think that's a thing as well. Huh? Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, that's an expression here. My fault.
Storm in a teacup. Fuck.
My fault, man.
I mean, I do think OKC does have a better roster, but like Wemby can be that game breaking. Like that is a real possibility. I'm not gonna rule.
Yes, they will, Isaiah. Yes, they will.
Pin,
they
just
will
just put a little sugar in it. It won't taste as bitter. It'll be a little better. VLink999 said, "Gotta say, I love this pod, but it would be so much better without Ron.
out of here, yo.
Chill, and all
Garbage.
these guys have intellectual points, and you just say untrue things. Also, real talk. Kobe isn't top 10. You hate Bron for being the GOAT."
Real talk.
Yeah, I know. Because I literally have Bron as the GOAT. So I don't even know. Like, I don't know.
Facts. We just gonna pivot off of this super chat. You're right, Chill. The next super chat is from
Appreciate it.
VJ Fiona. Said, "As a Spurs fan, Castle has been the second best player. Leads the team in assists in the playoffs and regular season. Now in the playoffs, he's second in points per game."
All you proven is that you can be a fan of a team and be dead wrong about a team. That's all you're proving right there. You are dead wrong about that team. He is not.
Where have I seen that
player on
before?
team. You, for every team you root for,
I'm dead wrong about the Raptors?
you don't root for the Raptors. You hate on the Raptors. You put Kyle Lowry and Steph Castle conversations.
No.
You banned in Toronto. I'm letting them know. Banned. You are banned.
Security.
I have no intentions on going to Toronto.
Banned.
Oh, so you shook, you scared. That's what you're saying.
No, I'd rather be in DFW.
Yo, I'm not even joking. Like, I had to step off for 10 minutes because the cable guy came and I had the panel on when you were talking that nonsense about Kyle Lowry. The cable guy got mad.
Shit, you should have invited him on. He probably would have been better than you. Tell him I got a glass for him.
And Ox, this is the
the
basketball stuff you talk about, Ox. Like, you know, Stephon Castle is second on the team in scoring. Would it amaze you that in this series, he's got 2 more buckets than De'Aaron Fox? That's it.
2 buckets.
That's it. Just 2 more than De'Aaron Fox. But he's better than him off the strength of that.
Bro, this guy giving Spurs fans a bad name. We used to hear the Spurs fans were super smart, and this guy sending a super chat, basically embarrassing the whole damn.
But see, this is the point I'm making though. You guys are making it seem like it's utterly ridiculous to say that Stephon Castle. All right. And once again, I never said Stephon Castle was better than De'Aaron Fox. I said he's been playing better than De'Aaron Fox this year. So that's I'm making an observation based on he played better than him this season. Like, yeah, there might have been games where De'Aaron Fox played better. There might have been a stretch where De'Aaron Fox played better. But Stephon Castle was clearly their second best player this year.
Clearly.
As you were saying,
clearly is a stretch.
Good to see you, Dame. All right, brother.
I agree with you. All right, Dame.
Hey, bro.
Happy birthday again to you, man.
By the way,
Enjoy
happy
your day.
birthday, brother. No doubt.
Thanks, bro.
All right, Dame.
Sure.
Momentous Jack said, "Chill, you have to watch Wemby versus Mobley to find out that there's a gap. I genuinely don't know what you be watching."
I don't watch basketball. I don't know anything about basketball. You're right, Moms. You're right. You're exactly right. I don't know. You got it. You are the supreme basketball knower. I don't watch basketball, and I don't know what I'm talking about when I talk. So,
I mean, he was talking defensively, but okay.
And I also said that I do know that there's a gap.
The gap is psychological, Joe. It's massively psychological. Wemby is a dog. Like he's wolf. He's a wolf. And Evan Mobley is like a puppy when it comes to like the psychological approach of the game.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Isaiah Mobley sent through $9.99 and said, "The Pacers took OKC to 7 games. Are we overrating? They also haven't really been tested. The Knicks got better from getting tested by the Hawks. The Magic series helped the Pistons, and the Cavs look good."
I'm not going to believe in the Cavs until they win a road playoff game. Like,
something got to give, real talk. Something has to give. We can't just keep winning all our home games and lose all our road games. We're not the number one
this
seed.
series, because guess what? This team is a higher seed than you.
You're not the number one seed. Sorry, you have to go into somebody else's building and win.
Yeah.
Chill. You know, like those kids in school that just didn't do their homework until the last second. Maybe the Cavs are the kid in school that just won't do their homework until the last second.
Roscoe Harris.
They're like, we know.
Roscoe Harris, God rest his soul. Roscoe Harris. He was the dude who showed up to the test. I'm working my ass off to get an 82. He shows up to the test. He ain't study all night and get a fucking 94.
There you go.
Like it's nothing. I'm like, what?
So
I'm
this
working my ass off to
Cavaliers
get a B.
team, they know the math on this. Just because they didn't win, like people are going way too crazy with this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they don't win on the road. They didn't have to win on the road last year. In the last series.
Yep.
Because they had home court advantage. But in this series, they already know they have to win on the road.
They have to.
I think they take game 5. I don't want them to because I don't like the Cavs. I already said it. I want them to go to hell because I don't like Max Strus. But I think they take it tonight. I'm getting that feeling.
I
The way
think Cade's
Donovan Mitchell
about to have
played?
a monster performance tonight.
You think who? Cade?
Cade is going to have a monster performance tonight.
13 turnovers?
Yeah, I heard you yesterday up here hating on Cade.
I'm not hating. I'm just telling you he's at 5.5 turnovers. I'm not hating. It's just a number.
I'm more so agreed on that debate with Ron and like Jordan. Not that the turnovers aren't a problem; they really are a problem. But like,
but if you watch the turnovers, they're not like normal turnovers. These are like crazy ass turnovers. These are momentum shifting turnovers. These are turnovers that if I'm on your team and you're my lead guard and you handling like 100 possessions like the way you are, I'm looking at you sideways like, what the hell are you doing? We're trying to win a basketball game.
These are turnovers that got the Detroit Pistons the #1 seed in the NBA in the Eastern Conference. These are turnovers that got the Pistons the 3rd best record in the league. These are turnovers that helped the Pistons, go down 1-3 and then come back and win the series and advance to the second round. These are turnovers that made it a hard-fought series against the New York Knicks, who beat the Boston Celtics and were favored to come out the East last year, even though Tyrese Halliburton was him. These are turnovers that actually have the Pistons on track to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. These are turnovers that make Cade Cunningham potentially the best guard in the East.
These are also turnovers.
These are these same turnovers.
It's not potentially. He is the best guard in the East.
And these also,
I agree.
You doing this whole Detroit gimmick, but let's just be honest. The only person who's actually held it down for Detroit on the panel this year has been me.
No, this nigga. Yo. So I can't root for nobody. Every time I root for somebody, oh no, this is me. This is my team. This is my player. These are my guys.
I'm not saying this is my team. You trying to cut a promo saying that you've been on this and you ain't been on.
I never said. I'm not even rooting for Detroit. All I'm saying is Cade Cunningham is like that. Well, I'm rooting for Detroit in this series. I'm not necessarily rooting for them. I think they're better than the Cavs. But I'm not rooting for them.
What the fuck does the turnovers have to do with the #2 defense in the Eastern Conference? Like the Detroit Pistons are a great basketball team, but don't act like they're great because Cade turns the ball over. That's some crazy ass shit.
You know what, Theodore Bagwell, you got it. The next super chat is from Valet8533, said, real talk, if Wemby performs at best in the world levels, but loses to OKC, would you say he's the best?
Yeah, that's literally what I said. I said if he performs at that level, then sure.
Yes.
Now, if Shea matches him and OKC wins, probably still giving it to Shea. Like, I still have Shea with the title right now because, again, I do think it's like he's earned it. I think he's earned the title the best in the world right now. Like, you have to take it from Shea. Right?
But real talk, doesn't it matter? Okay, let's just say the Spurs deploy their guards to force Shea to be a passer, right? They just throw 2-3, and OKC decides to guard Wemby straight up. And Wemby goes off for 30 points a game, and Shea scores 25. Is Wemby just better?
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. We would just have to see how the series like plays out, but it's going to be like when two greats are going up against each other. It's like, you know, whose superpower is going to outweigh the others, basically, right? If Shea is going to be drawing two like he was against LA, like 30, 40 feet away from the basket, that is very valuable. It's actually hilarious, because I'm glad you brought this up. I saw on X, there were Steph Curry fans all of a sudden, Chill, that don't know the value of drawing two away
Oh,
from
here
the
we go with that
basket.
shit. So gravity don't matter no
All
more
of a
now,
sudden,
huh?
SGA wasn't playing well because he wasn't
Yeah.
shooting the ball well or
Gravity
whatnot.
don't matter
When
now.
that's been y'all's argument for the past
That's the
15 years.
entire argument. He getting guarded by 2 guys and 3 guys when he cross half court. Now gravity don't matter.
Yeah, now it don't matter. I
Get
guess.
the fuck out of here.
All right, it's Nikoi said in 5 years, they are going to use that OKC versus Lakers series to tear Shea down. Nasty work.
That's interesting.
Are they going to use that against them?
No,
Not if
they
they
won.
Well against San Antonio.
No, they
win. No,
because
it's
they
not
won.
gonna matter.
No.
All right, A Blair 1000 became a YouTube member, and my main man Diamante Carter also became a YouTube member. Appreciate that super chat, Diamante. You was really cooking in that. Tupac Westside said Pete Kyle Lowry was 20 points per game, great shooter, great playmaker, and a lockdown defender. I'm in my 20s and I remember Kyle. Love Stephon, but let's relax, Ron.
All right. Chill out, Ron. That's all.
Sure, I will not. I will not.
Ron?
I'm just this high on
Ron?
Stephon Castle. I know Pinn's a little higher than me, but I'm just this high, you know. See, I'll let you have that one. Nims gassed up said Pin, Toronto is more Ron City than yours. Hence Toronto. Dub panel.
Oh boy.
That wasn't even creative.
Hey, when I go up north, they kiss Tehran's toes. Is that creative? All right, the next, hey, they just bow at my feet, Ox. Hey, Ox, they just bow at my feet, man. What can I say?
Tomatoes.
Appreciate you, Nims. Real recognize real. VJ Fiona sent through another super chat and said, given a bad name, the player who averages more points and assists while shooting better from the field and 3 this playoffs, I actually watch the games.
Yeah, we don't watch games, my man. Fiona, you exactly right, brother. Yep, we don't watch games. You're right. That we just come up here and we just talk. We don't know what we talking about. We don't watch games. We don't break down games. No, you're right. You got it, brother.
Isaiah Jackson sent through another super chat and said, respectfully, I still have JB over Cade. I don't know if that's Brunson or
Jalen Brunson. Yep.
I still have Jalen Brunson over Cade. You can't plan and hide bad defense. A turnover is a turnover. His IQ is more consistent, and Cade chokes sometimes.
You can't.
Wait, are you bringing up defense?
Yes.
Cade is a way better defender than Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are we talking about? I am so high on Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham is just flat out the 3rd best guard in the league. It's Shea, Luka, Cade. I think he's in that echelon as well. I think he's in that group. Now he's the worst of that group. He's the worst, but he's in that group.
Consistency on defense.
Wait. He's over Ant Chill?
No. But he asked the question, what puts him over?
Oh, okay.
Some people with the consistency on defense would be an argument. Yes.
Yeah, let me run that poll, actually.
Y'all know I love Ant, but Ant does have a few things his motor doesn't need to rev more consistently on defense for me to put him over Cade. I do think when Ant is engaged, she's a better defender than Cade, but like on a consistent basis, yeah. And he also needs to get better as a passer. I'm not gonna lie. He has to. There are some basic reads I've been saying Ant has to make some of these reads, man.
Let's try something on for size. Against the Cavaliers, because we know that the Cavaliers have faced 2 teams, right? Who do you think scored more points against the Cavaliers so far? Per game. I'm not using total stats because that wouldn't be fair. Scotty or Cade?
Scotty Barnes.
More assists.
Scotty Barnes.
More rebounds.
Scotty Barnes.
More stocks.
Scotty Barnes.
Higher effective field goal percentage.
Scotty Barnes.
Higher box plus minus.
Scotty Barnes.
Fewer turnovers.
Scotty Barnes.
But Cade's the 3rd best guard in the league. Let him have it. Who was better defensively?
Scotty Barnes.
So what are we doing?
I mean, what is cares? I don't understand. What's
this is the highest stakes, is it not?
Right now? Okay, Scotty had more success against the Cavs.
I mean, in fairness, Scotty was a guard against the Cavs.
But also, like, the dynamics and the context in which they're playing are totally different.
How is
Cade's
it
in
different?
series number 2. That was series number 1. You obviously enter the playoffs probably fresher and healthier in round 1 than you are in round 2. Cade
Franz
is also
does-
coming from a grueling 7-game series against
If
Orlando.
Franz doesn't get hurt,
Dang.
Cade doesn't exit round 1.
Probably so. I agree with that, but he is though.
I'm just
And
saying,
that still doesn't mean that Cade wasn't open. Cade was balling in that series.
still had a lot of turnovers, bro.
I don't like the
And he had a
turnovers,
lot of
man, but I get
points.
it.
I need
Yes.
Jalen Duran to have a.
Ron, we're about a mile away
bounce
from the
back
exit,
game.
brother. Come on, my man. We're about a mile away from the exit, Ron. We getting there. We right there, Ron. Come on, brother.
Rail Wavy sent through a members chat and said, "Can we talk about Dylan Harper, please? That double behind the back into the transition dunk. That nigga cold, man."
We talked about him. Yeah, he nice. Super nice.
Yup.
Yes, we did. We talked about him. Yes, we did. 100%. Yes, we did.
Tony97 said saying Braun isn't the face of the league is moronic.
No, saying a 41-year-old is the face of the league is moronic.
Yep.
Saying a guy who said he was the third option on his own team is the face of the league is moronic when he's not even the face of his own damn team right now. Are you kidding me right now? What?
All right.
Big Ox, where you?
Is he the face of the
Ox.
Lakers right now? You think the Lakers put him
Big Ox.
on the merch? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
He's the franchise player in the
Yes.
Lakers right now?
He's on the moniker.
And-
yes, he is.
In
Luka
theoretical
is the franchise
world,
player.
you're correct. But like for you to ignore the context around LeBron James being
He's
LeBron,
100% on the moniker. Yes, he is. When you walk up to
Like,
the theater, his
usually
name is
the
up
third
there.
option can't be the face of, but it's LeBron though.
Yeah.
Like,
What are you
it's-
doing? What are we doing, Penn?
It is
We
LeBron.
rolling, Ron, as you were saying.
All right, Malik Stevenson sent through a members chat and said, "Pin, you can't ban Ron from his city. It's Toronto."
As you were saying, Ron.
Yeah. Marquivian Black sent through the last members chat of the day. Shout out to Marquivian. Marquivian said third year Hakeem and Shaq is greater than third year Wemby.
I gotta look at Hakeem in his third year.
He was
I don't
actually
remember
better in
off
the
the top
second
of
year.
my
He was
head.
awesome.
Okay.
There you go, Pin. Hey, I own your city, but you own a little city in.
I
You own a state. You got a state. Oh.
I lived in
okay.
Pennsylvania for a bit.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been amazing. Y'all be sure to tap into the game tonight because we will be back tomorrow to talk about it. And a certain character can't keep low managing. Mars, bring your ass here tomorrow. We got something to talk about. Also, tomorrow we will have our members only stream. Be sure to lock this in on your calendars, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow morning. It's just probably going to be a better show. All right, fellas.
Later.
Peace.
Toronto.